enjoyed it if they were actually there. But it also seems like it didn't blow people's minds. The vibe that I've had after kind of speaking to a few people that went was that it was good. There was energy in the crowds, but just didn't really feel like they got served a great deal. And I'd have to say that's kind of how it came across on TV as well. It kind of feels like we did a little tight little show. I mean, it's weird, Raw, because it didn't really feel like it was a chore to watch. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a show that was like really difficult to sit there and get into, or, you know, like looking at your watch like, oh God, how long's left? It wasn't a show that was like that. So I wouldn't say that it was a bad show, but I would say that it was a little flat, very flat when you consider it's the road to WrestleMania, and not what we're looking for, really. The hope is that next week, you know, we'll kind of go up a level. And, you know, there had been rumblings, rumors of The Rock appearing on one of these Raws. That's 2 weeks now that we've had no Rock. Are we going to get him next week? Are we going to get him in London? There's a chance. It's far from guaranteed, but there's a chance. So we'll have to wait and see. But we can get to that. If you want to talk about Raw, we can talk about Raw. If you want to talk about SmackDown, we can talk about SmackDown. If you want to talk about NXT, if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, we can get our teeth into it. But where we need to start is with the official preview. So let's click over to that first. We'll get that out the way so that we're all on the same page and we know what we're dealing with today. We'll do that and then we'll get stuck into some conversation. So not loads. I feel a bit big on this screen. I can change that. Not loads. I need to like going down. Here we go. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Is that better? I don't even know if that's better. I'm going to make it bigger again. That'll do. So, right, we got Stephanie defending the NXT Women's Championship against Jada Parker. We got Stephanie defending the NXT Women's North American Championship against Fallon Henley. We've got Javon Evans against Lexis King in the Heritage Cup. So, not loads on the official preview there. Just 3 matches. But very interesting. Stephanie is defending twice. And that should make for quite the interesting show. So, let's go. William said, I'm here till my Xbox updates are loaded. William, shout out to you, my friends. Coca-Cola could be the new sponsor for the Premier League, says Tom. Oh, that's interesting. Uncle Revel, hello. Hope you're doing well. Uncle Revel said, just wanted to say thanks for the time adjusting and the extra streams and whatnot. I do appreciate it. No problems, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate, the channel's dead without the community. It's as simple as that. So it's not me that should be thanked. It's you lot that should be thanked that continue to support the channel and share your thoughts and engage with the channel. So yeah, no, I'm just, I just provide a place for us to meet in. It's up to you whether you come and join us, and it is very much appreciated. So it'll be nice to get back to normal, though. I know there's a lot of our friends in the UK that are enjoying this kind of change, but for me, I like my routine. I'm kind of so used now to having that kind of pattern of, I get up at a certain time and I watch the shows, and then I know I need to do this by this time, and like all of that gets thrown out when we're in Europe. I mean, you have to adjust, obviously, but it's good that we're still able to deliver the same content, even though there has been those changes. So I'm pleased with how that's gone, but it will be nice to get back to America. I feel like, I don't know about you, and it probably shouldn't feel this way, but once we get back to America, it's going to really feel like, okay, now we're on the road to WrestleMania. I mean, we're on it now, but it shouldn't really feel that way. But I'm looking forward to getting back so that we can really get on the road to WrestleMania. And I don't know about you as well, I get the feeling that first Raw away from the European tour, once we're back, I don't know the date, is it April 4th? The first Raw back in America? I don't know about you, but I'm sort of expecting that to be definitely levels up from what we've had recently. I'm really expecting that to go to a whole different level. I'll be shocked if it doesn't. So, yeah, really hoping that we get something... Well, I'm hoping we get something good next week, of course, and I'm hoping that we continue to get good things. But, yeah, that time is ticking away. I think there's only 3 weeks till WrestleMania now. I think it was about 3 weeks. Mentally, I need to start thinking of thumbnails. I need to start thinking of predictions. I need to start really getting my head into that kind of gear because, to be honest, we're going to run out of time. Leaving everything for that last week is not a good idea when there's going to be so much going on that week. So I'm starting to think like, okay, we need to start focusing on WrestleMania now. And so do WWE. It was all right. It was just not what people were looking for, was it? People wanted something a little bit more OMG. That's what they wanted. Right, Zippy said, hello, everyone. I really appreciate you, Daze, keeping all the wrestling fans informed. Zippy, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. A lot of positivity around today. I'm here for that. Right, talking of positivity, let's go over to Hasib. Hasib, what you got, buds? I'm just going to read
Hasib Hassan. Days I was thinking, do you see this John Cena retirement tour being a work for his heel? Run him teasing the fans by not retiring, by winning the title in his last match or something.
I think he is retiring. I mean, like, could it be extended? It could be extended. But to be honest, I think John has cleared... I mean, we know John's busy, yeah? We all know that John does a lot of movie projects and he's got, like, lots going on in his life. And I think genuinely they sat down at the end of last year. Let's forget about the heel turn, but I think everything I've heard is that they sat down last year. Triple H said that in one of the press conferences, and they mapped out, right, what's this year going to look like? And actually, Triple H, after Elimination Chamber, says, you know, I don't know where this heel character's going at the moment. Like, I'm sure he does, but he said that he didn't. He didn't quite know where this was going, but it was now or never for John. It was now or never. And, you know, we sat down and this is why actually those post-event press conferences are quite interesting to listen to. Because certainly the one after Elimination Chamber, I got quite a bit out of that. And he said it was now or never, which kind of reinforces the fact that he's going to go away. And he sat down with John. And basically they said, we can do this last year as a waving, you know, throwing babies in the air, thanks for everything. Or we can really do something. We've got the opportunity to tell another story. I sort of feel like thanks everyone, it's been an amazing run. They probably looked at that and thought that might get a little bit samey. You can't have John keep going out and just thanking different towns and people finding that engaging. Like, you got to tell some stories, yeah? You got to do something with this last year. Now, obviously, him trying to win number 17 is a story. Him having his last match is a story. But I think they've looked at it and gone, well, look, it's now or never. If we want the world to see what a heel John Cena looks like, it's now or never. And we equally could do something like this could be a big chapter in the John Cena story with something significant. So I genuinely don't think they're going to turn around and say, no, he's not really retiring. I think he is. Could John find a way of extending it beyond this year? Maybe. It really depends on his film projects, though, because we know all of that's kind of put on hold. He's doing 30-odd dates with WWE this year. He just had to finish some stuff off earlier this year. And now, you know, his availability is a bit better. Still not going to be around full time. Still going to be plenty of shows that he won't be at and plenty of B shows that he won't be at, like the pay-per-views, PLEs. But, you know, he'll be at, I would imagine, Money in the Bank. He's going to be rumored to be at Backlash. I mean, we're obviously expecting him Survivor Series, SummerSlam, the build for those shows, final match. Saturday night's main event is rumored to be in Boston. And that's going to be the Saturday night's main event in December, just before Christmas. So people are thinking, is that where we say goodbye to John Cena? In Boston, Saturday night's main event in December. Is that thank you, Cena, farewell, Cena? So, yeah, it's an interesting thought. It's one that has kind of done the rounds. Few people have pondered it. As I'm sat here right now, I don't think there's any swerve coming about him extending his retirement. I think this is the final run. But, you know, could he, it really depends what he's got planned early 2026. Could it be that he kind of extends into early 2026 and retires at WrestleMania instead? I always thought that made more sense, personally. I always thought him going out on the grandest stage of them all is kind of, you know, that makes more sense than going out in December, Saturday night's main event, you know? A monster show, though, for USA Network, that. If that's going to be John Cena's farewell, that is a monster show to put onto USA Network. In America, it airs on USA Network. Here, it goes on YouTube. It goes on their YouTube channel, which is pretty bonkers. If that's going to be maybe they would make it a PLE, make it a bigger, I just don't know. But word on the street is Saturday night's main event is in Boston in December, and that's where everyone's going. That's it. That's the goodbye. And that's a Saturday night's main event. So, yeah, no rumors of any PLEs planned for December. So, as I'm sat here right now, I don't think so. But you can't rule anything out, can you? You can't rule it. We all thought Joe Hendry was going to be the mystery partner yesterday. Kian?
All right, Daze, hope you are well and enjoying your day.
Hello.
I enjoy Unseen. I'm going to skip tonight NXT because there's 2 episodes of Daredevil, and I thought Raw was bad. I didn't really enjoy it.
It's a shame you didn't enjoy it, my friends. I thought there was enough there to stop it from being a bad show. I thought that I think if I had bought a ticket and gone along, I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with it. If my expectations were it's WrestleMania season, though, I would probably come away a little disappointed. But, you know, getting to see a couple of title matches. They had a decent dark match, lots of star power involved in that. They got John Cena. They got to see Cena. I mean, even if he is heel, you know, the fact that you got to see Cena in a ring one last time, you know, there's value to that. There's something to that. You got Cody Rhodes, obviously, you know, him coming out. Like, you got to see the Usos in action. Like, if you actually sit down after you'd bought that ticket, after the show, and thought about what did I get for my money, I don't think you did too bad, really. I think there was some decent stuff. You got a CM Punk promo, you know? Imagine that. Imagine, like, a few years ago saying, okay, would you be interested in a ticket where you could see the Usos wrestling a tag match? You could see CM Punk cutting a promo in the WWE ring. John Cena as a heel being confronted by champion Cody Rhodes. I mean, if you was to say that a few years ago, like, would that be a show you'd be like, yeah. What, CM Punk in WWE? And a heel John Cena being confronted by... So Cody finishes his story, does he? Like, and used to say that would be Raw. You'd be like, yeah, I'd want to see that. But it's just funny that we're there now, and it doesn't feel like as special or as big of a deal, you know? So I think there was enough there to stop it from being a bad show. I keep coming back to that. But I can understand. It's just weird how it works, isn't it? People wanting, like, more than what we got, you know? And that did come across quite loud and clear in our reviews and opinions video. I do worry. I mean, I really don't want to be, like, always down on the negatives. That's why I would like to try and focus on some of the good stuff that they're doing at the moment. I was just talking, actually, I've put a couple of tweets out on X, because I do get asked, like, questions from time to time about what do we think about this, or I've had this idea, what do we think about this? And it's really fun to chuck those around. I mean, I'm not flipping anyone, right? But it's kind of, wrestling fans love talking wrestling, and that's what we do here. We just talk about it, right? Nothing gets resolved or solved or sorted here, but it's good to just chuck a few ideas around. Maybe, you know, get a different perspective, kind of think about something you hadn't thought about before. And that happens a lot to me here, where I'm presented with things that I haven't thought about before. And so, you know, I was just doing that about our Grande Americano. And I was saying, like, the story's a bit strange because, you know, Chad Gable had a problem, got a number from Dom, met a man, seemingly got a mask, now seems to have more confidence. We don't know that it's him, but it looks like it's him. Although there are a few people that are saying, no, if you look at the facial hair, it's not the same person, but I've not gone into that level of detail. I believe it to be Chad, but there's some out there that are adamant it isn't. But I kind of like, the question was asked, where's it going? And I'm like, I don't really know, because I don't really know what the story is right now. Like, what is this mask that he's got, and how now is he more confident? Like, I've got a problem with luchadors, but I'm not going to learn any lucha wrestling. I'm just going to wear a magical mask. And that's not a Triple H thing. Triple H isn't interested in magic and supernatural powers and all this kind of stuff. So where in the Triple H brain, in Triple H's mind, where is this story going? What is this story meant to be? Because at the moment, it sort of feels a little bit like, I'm sure there was a WWE kids film where there was a kid that put on like a mask and he all of a sudden had super strength and he became a wrestler. It sort of feels like something like that. And it's like, well, that's not Triple H's booking. That's not the kind of thing Triple H books. So it's really hard to know where we're going when I still don't quite know where we are. But, you know, some people are thinking it might be revealed that it was never Chad under the mask and maybe Chad was telling the truth the whole time. Like he said, he was sick. He said he couldn't compete. What if he didn't? What if it was someone else under that mask? Do you know, it could be that there's a wrestler that's got a really good physique and is about the same height as Chad's. And maybe they've looked at it and gone, you two, from a physique point of view, look really quite close. We could do something with that, you know. How about we get everyone to think it's Chad, but it's actually someone else? And I don't think this is what's happening, but I'm just saying, like, it's interesting. I would not want to, you know, walk away from wrestling without knowing, not that I plan on, but I wouldn't want to walk away from the shows. Even if I hated the shows, I would still want to know what's going on with that story. I would still be like, it'd be one of those where, you know, say I hated yesterday, I thought it was absolute garbage. If I walked away and I was like, I'm done with WWE, I would still want to be like, what happened with that El Grande thing? Because I want to know. I mean, that's good, isn't it? That's good. It's good that it's got me to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely need to know what happens there. If I get killed or something before finding out the answer to what, I'll be livid. I'll be so angry. Be so annoyed that I never found out what happened with El Grande. I mean, I'd have other problems as well, but yeah, that would be the first thing that would come to my mind if I got murdered. If someone murdered me, I'd be like, oh God, now I'm never going to know what's going to happen with El Grande Americano. And that would be very frustrating. So no one murder me at least until the El Grande story is finished. Yeah. Thank you. Hannah. Here we go. It's coming. Here we go. It's going to be worth it.
And W. Dillon. Daze. Hi, after seeing the newest Rivals episode. Steamboat versus Flair feud. It seems Steamboat is one of those unproblematic wrestlers to not get in drama. Who else would you say is like that? Danielson.
Yeah, he was. I've never heard of any bad words against him. He's just a really good guy. Sammartino is that way as well. I think Sammartino was brought up, well, a rough upcoming, of course, but, you know, he was brought up like by his mother and very respectful and never caused any bother. Danielson, I think there's a little cheeky side to Daniel. I think Danielson's got a cheeky side. But I don't think ever caused any bother, no. I was thinking like Owen Hart. Owen Hart used to love ribbing people, but I don't think he was ever a problem, like refused to do certain things. Like, you know, that's Hogan, that's Nash, that's Hall. Yeah, that's Lex Luger. Like, there's plenty of people. That's Shawn Michaels. There's plenty of names you can think of that don't work for me, brother. But, yeah, I think there's quite a few good guys. I suppose it depends where you are on the cards. And I suppose, like what your personality is like. But Bruno was always that way. I think I never really heard of Owen like refuse. I always heard that he was a prankster. He would rib everyone, but I think he was always down for doing whatever was needed. I think there's a lot of people like that, to be honest. Because to be honest, if you're in the mid card, you can't really afford to throw your weight around, can you? If you're in the mid cards, I mean, it feels like Finn Balor might be that way. Because think of all the stuff Finn has done. Do you know who else is that way? Flipping Natalia, probably to a fault. I think Natalia is like, what do you need me to do? Natalia, what do you need me to do? We need you to work with this girl in NXT. Okay. Off she goes. Whilst other people get pushed and promoted, she's off kind of working with others. Right now, they're trying to get her to work with Maxine, you know? And it's like, she'll do it. But, yeah, I think to a fault, she's probably... Sometimes you do need that little bit of an edge. It can be hard for some people. But you do need that little bit of pushback, to be honest, because otherwise you do run the risk of just being, like, kind of pushed around a bit. That saying, unfortunately, in life has shown itself to me to be quite true at times, which is the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Yeah. It's not that all the wheels get the oil. It's the one that's squeaking that gets the oil. It's the one that's making noise that gets the attention. Might be that all the wheels would enjoy a bit of oil. Yeah. No one ever thinks about the other non-squeaky wheels. But it's the squeaky wheel that gets the oil. And so sometimes you do have to just kind of push back a little bit, make a little bit of noise. Not too many people are comfortable with doing it, but if you get pushed around, it's not good. So, you know, I think Natalia's been a victim of that in her career personally, but yeah, Steamboat was always, as you say, a good word, unproblematic. Uncle Rebel, shout out to you. Let's go to Uncle Rebel. I don't know why this is so slow at reading. It's annoying.
Uncle Revel.
That's better.
Daze, I sent you a screenshot from my Facebook from 14 years ago with a comment about John Cena. Did I prove him right after all this time? Am I responsible?
I don't know that I've seen it, to be honest, but I'm a bit behind on I am 5 hours behind on 5 hours behind on X. So I'm still in the process of trying to catch up from 5 hours ago. I've managed to spend a few hours to get up to 5 hours ago, but if you've sent me before then, I've still yet to get to it. So I'm guessing you probably commented on him showing some heel tendencies, or did you boo him or something? I mean, Cena's always had polarizing. I mean, we made this comment yesterday. He's always had polarizing reactions. And so the reason for his turn has been there for a long time. Like, this is not clever. I don't think anyone thinks it's that clever in the sense of, like, he's blaming the fans and we never noticed, right? We noticed. Everyone noticed. All you got to do is go back to any of his flipping matches. It's Let's Go Cena. Cena sucks. Everyone knows that there's been a large percentage of fans that have never been on board with John, right? But the real question was why now, you know? Well, the question was why, because we didn't know that it was because of the fans. That never bothered him before, or seemingly never bothered him before. So why? What had done it? And he answered that. He said it's the fans. Okay, bit strange. Bit strange that it's now, but okay. But why now then? And we still haven't got to that. I mean, I think he was kind of touching upon it maybe by saying that he wants to win the title and leave with it, right? So is it the title? He hasn't outright said it's because of that, but that's kind of what it's hinting at. Now, but I mean, he's won 16 titles. So I don't know. Is it... I mean, I still like what we said originally, which is that he's not won in 2,000 days, like a singles match. And he's worried about that. And he thinks that in order to turn that ship around, he needs a new attitude. It could be that. In my mind, it's that. He hasn't outright said that. But this is what people are waiting for, really, is just that little bit more information and people are certainly waiting for the back and forth between him and Cody. I mean, it seems like John is of the opinion that you get what you deserve, and I know you want me and Cody to go back and forth. Well, you're not going to get it. And I just made a comment on X. I was like, WWE sometimes a little bit like too clever for their own goods. So they've got this story of, okay, I've turned heel and I hate the fans. So why would I give the fans what they want? Think about that. I'm not going to give them new music. I'm not going to give them new merch. I'm not going to give them the back and forth with Cody because that's what they want. So I'm going to make sure that I do everything possible to not give them what they want. I get the logic. I get that. I understand that. But it's not making for fun shows. You're sort of ignoring the bigger aspect of this, which is we tune in. We choose to tune in so that we can see the development of this story. If you're not going to develop the story because we don't deserve it, then why are we tuning in? I mean, there's a real quick fix. We just won't bother and we'll just tune in at WrestleMania then. Let's see how Netflix feel about that. Sometimes they're a bit too clever for their own good. Sometimes, like, you know, okay, well, this is what my character would do. He doesn't like the crowd. He's not going to give them what they want. Well, it's like, okay, well, if you're going to tell me that, what's the point in me tuning into your segment next week or the week after that or the week after that? I might as well just tune into WrestleMania and see how the match goes. And is that a good message to send? Because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think there was lots of different ways you could have gone with this heel turn of John, and this isn't the one that's kind of landing or working. It's not that it's not savable, though, you know? The thing with wrestling is because it never ends, because it continues to move forward all the time, you can always reanalyze, readjust, reassess. Cena could come out on Monday and he could cut a scathing promo on Cody and you could get the back and forth. And do you know what people would say then? Wow, that was worth waiting for. And then all of a sudden, the past 2 weeks where we've not had that are sort of erased. There's a weird kind of, I don't know what it is about us as a species, but we are able to move on quite quickly from like that disappointment. Like, I was a bit disappointed in week 1. I thought it was okay, but I didn't get all the answers I was looking for. I was really disappointed yesterday. I thought that was well below what I was looking for. I mean, there was no progression there. And so, you know, yesterday was like, oh. I mean, I've seen a lot of reaction to it, and I saw Dave Meltzer talking about it. I got sent that clip. He was like, didn't hit for him. I saw a lot of what the community was saying about it. Didn't land for the community. Landed for some. But I mean, out of the 90-odd comments I read, there was probably 10% that were like, yeah, that was fire. All the rest were like, no progression, not what I was looking for. So I've got to say, and we did a poll after it as well, came out as good, okay. A John Cena promo, his second one, following his heel turn, loads of votes, did not come out as all-time, did not come out as great. You lot voted it good, okay. That's eye-opening. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me being all moany and down on it. That is the community in the comfort of their own homes making their opinions felt, yeah? I didn't tell you what to write in the opinions video. You wrote it. I didn't tell you what to vote in the poll. You voted. And this is kind of where we're at right now, is people are like, that ain't what I was looking for. So reading the room, that is kind of where people seem to be. And so why keep denying people the stuff they are looking for when it's just bringing the segments down and it's bringing the show down and it's bringing the, do you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of cutting your nose off to spite your face type situation. Like, you think it's clever, but actually what you're doing is you're removing the fun of the show. People wanted new music. They wanted new merch. They wanted to know, why did he join up with The Rock? They wanted to know, like, why now? They wanted the back and forth with Cody. Now, I understand that you don't give everything away straight away. I understand that, right? I get that. That's why week 1 and Cena basically only blaming the fans. That's all he did. That's why that was, okay. Okay. Wanted more, but okay. And then, but this is why this week is so disappointing, because it was just more of that. And we didn't, there's so much more that people want to get to. It's not like we get just one promo exchange between Cody and Cena and we're satisfied. I mean, I don't know about you, but I want a promo exchange where Cena comes out on top and it gives Cody something to think about. And then the next week they come back, we do it again. Only this time Cody comes out on top. Makes, like, you know, comes back with, you said this last week, John, and it really made me think, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, now it's swung the other way. Like, we don't have to do just one promo exchange. We don't have to, we could have done 3 weeks of promo exchanges where they both win one, and then it's like, oh my God, Cena took week 1, Cody took week 2. I don't know what's going to happen this week. Like, we could have done that, but we didn't, because the fans don't deserve it. And I think as well, anyone that's of the opinion they're not doing this because Cena's going to destroy Cody, I just don't think you understand wrestling. And I really don't say that lightly. I promise you, I don't say that lightly. I hate people that say that. I really do not like that term of, like, you don't get wrestling, blah, blah, blah. But I think for people that are saying it for this example, I don't think you quite understand, because there is no way John Cena, in his last year, for his friend Cody Rhodes, there is no way he is going to absolutely obliterate him on the microphone. It makes no sense whatsoever for Cena to do that. Just because he could do that doesn't mean he's going to do that. It makes 0 sense to do it. John Cena is not battling for his position, you know? I feel like with Charlotte and Tiffany, Charlotte can, like, make Tiffany, like, dance a little bit in her promo, like, sit back and watch her squirm a little bit, because Charlotte is maybe feeling a little threatened in the sense of, what, this is the girl that's going to replace me. This is the girl that you lot love. This is Tiffy time. This is the girl that you claim is, what, better than me now. Okay. Let's have a look at that then, shall we? Charlotte sits back and just, you know, dominated that promo. Tiffy came back with a few cutter lines, but the general consensus is, and what I felt as well, was that Charlotte just schooled Tiffany in that. She sat back and was very much in control, you know, even from the get-go interrupting Tiffany. Some people have said, was it right for a veteran to do that to a rookie? Was that a good thing? And my response to that would be, well, Charlotte is still a full-time active wrestler. She's still someone that is, you know, she's got a spot on the card. She's a legend. But she gets a lot of disrespect from the fans that say that she's not good enough and that she only got where she got because of her last name. People love Tiffany and Tiffy time and all that kind of stuff. I can totally see where Charlotte's coming from in, I'm not going to let this girl drown, right? I'm not here to ruin this girl's career, right? But I am interested, if I put myself in Charlotte's shoes, I am interested to go, okay, well, what's she got that I don't then? Why is it that people love her, but I get so much backlash? I get so much grief. I get so many hateful comments. What is it? What am I missing? So she sat back and, you know, she just gave her a little bit of a tough time. That was the way I viewed it. It was a little bit of a tough time. A learning experience. Didn't let her drown. Hasn't ruined Tiffany. Hasn't changed the perception of Tiffany. But if I'm Tiffany after that verbal exchange, I'm coming out of that promo going, You gave me no easy ride there. Yeah, no easy ride. And Charlotte's like, well, welcome to the big time. Listen, I was never going to allow you to drown. I was never going to make you, look like an idiot. But yeah, you've got to be ready for this. This is wrestling. This is the main roster. I've had these experiences in my career, and you've got to be ready for this. It's a learning experience. That's how I view that promo exchange, right? With Cena and Cody, Cena is not worried about his position on this card. Cena's not worried about, this is the guy that's taking my spot. Cena's spot went flipping to Roman Reigns years ago. Cena is a legend that comes in and is loved or now hated. He doesn't have to worry about that, right? So what Cena's got in front of him is a friend. Yeah, someone he's known for flipping decades. He's got a friend that I'm sure is really proud of for achieving what he's achieved. And he's really pleased that he's got to the level that he's got at. And Cena is working so hard right now to have the fans turn on him. Cena is doing really whatever he can to annoy the fans. Yeah, he's berating little kids. He's spent 2 weeks just doing nothing but going off on the fans. He says he's going to ruin wrestling. It's a little bit like when you're a kid and you're just trying to find anything you can say to, I don't know, hurt your parents because they've upset you. And you're just like, I'm going to trash my room. I'm going to call them all these names. Like, what can I do? What power do I have? I'm just a kid. And like with Cena, I feel like he is doing similar. He's like, right, how do I hurt the crowds? I'm going to have a go at that kid. I'm going to have a go at the people that bought my merch. I'm going to say that I'm going to leave with the belt. And all you're going to be left with is a replacement that's not as good because it's not the real thing because I've got the real thing. I'm going to say I'm going to ruin wrestling. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to have a pop at, the local crowd. Like, whatever he can do. Whatever he can do to get booed. He does not want Let's Go Cena chants. He just wants Cena sucks or F you Cena. That is music to his ears. And he's doing it for his friend. He's doing it for Cody. He's doing it so that Cody gets the support. Everyone united behind Cody Rhodes. He does not want any cheers, John Cena. So this is why, if there's going to be a promo battle, how does it make any sense whatsoever that John Cena would then just destroy him and walk away? Why would he destroy his real life friend, right? Why would he do that? And why would he damage the new quarterback of WWE? Cena has got nothing to prove. His career is done. He's on his farewell, thanks for everything tour. And so those two, 100%, would work together backstage. John Cena's not really a bad guy. He's playing a bad guy. He's not really a bad guy. And backstage, you know that him and Cody are like, after that segment, like, oh, how did that go? I think it went well. Yeah, crowd seemed to, blah, blah, blah. Cena is still Cena backstage. So backstage, they're going to work together. They're going to make sure that they've both got good lines. They both get moments. Cody will be put in some difficult spots. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But Cena, I'm sure, would work with him to make sure that there's a good comeback to it. Or that the next week there's a good response. It is not in WWE's interest for Cena to murk Cody on a microphone and then walk away. And that just makes Cody look like a super, super weak person on the microphone. And Cena's got, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So if anyone's sitting there going, oh, mate, I can't wait for Cena to just destroy him on the microphone, he'll have his moments. He's got to have his moments. But he won't destroy him and then just walk away. Or if he did one week, Cody will get his comeback the next week, yeah? By the end of this build to WrestleMania, I think that the promo-wise, they'll actually be quite close. But I think in reality, if they were to just let them go and they both went to their own corners and they wrote their own promos, I think Cena would destroy him. But it's just not in WWE's interest to allow that to happen. So, yeah, lots of thoughts on the whole Cena situation there. Let's go into a few more comments because time is very much getting away from us here. Dean, shout out to you.
Dean Kohler. Daze, the women's title picture is a sticky situation. If Rhea beats Io on Monday, does that mean Io doesn't go to Mania? Or does it force a triple threat at Mania?
Yeah, I think it'll be the triple threat. I think everyone's expecting the triple threat. I think people are expecting like a DQ or it to be a screwy finish, shenanigans. I mean, making Bianca the flipping guest referee was stupid. I mean, a really, really stupid move. Kind of a stupid move on a level where you go, it just doesn't even, I can't even get my head around how that is meant to make sense. I can't even get my head around how I'm meant to just buy into that as being like a good, logical thing that you would do. You know, put yourself in Adam Pearce's shoes. You got a title match a few weeks ago. Bianca was a distraction. And as a result of Bianca being a distraction, champion lost her belt and she's upset about it. How do you fix it? Rematch. Rematch. Nice, clean rematch. I want it clean. I want everyone away from ringside, yeah? Nice, clean rematch. Io, you got the belt. Rhea's upset about how it happened. She was a great champion. I know that we don't do automatic rematches, but because of the circumstances, we're going to do the rematch. I want no outside interference. If I'm GM, anyone come down to ringside that's an active wrestler, you are suspended, right? That's how I would deal with it if I'm a GM and it's my proper job, yeah? Anyone at ringside that's an active wrestler, suspended. And you'll be suspended for 6 weeks, which means you will miss WrestleMania. So don't do it, right? I want this match sorted. I want to know who my women's champion is. So logically, in my mind, that's what I'm doing, yeah? What Adam Pearce does is he goes, right, we'll do the rematch, but I'm going to make Bianca guest referee. And you go, oh, well, that's a choice, isn't it? That's definitely a choice because I don't think either woman's going to be satisfied with Bianca being the guest ref if when they lose. Someone's going to lose, right, in a match. Someone's going to get counted down, and immediately they're going to go, that was a fast count. That's not fair. That was a fast count. And immediately they're going to have problems with it. It is the dumbest thing he could have done. It is the stupidest decision he could have made. Literally anyone other than Bianca would have made more sense. Anyone other than Bianca. There's 3 women involved that all don't like each other, and you've put Bianca in the middle of this thing. I mean, Bianca now basically gets to decide who her opponent at WrestleMania is going to be. Because she can just count that little bit slower. If she thinks I've got a better chance of beating Io than I do Rhea, I'll just count a little bit quicker when Io's getting the pin. I'll just count a bit quicker. Or when Rhea's on the outside, I'll just count my 10 a little bit quicker. What Adam Pearce has done is he's allowed Bianca the opportunity to pick who she wants to face at WrestleMania, really. Unless, like, you know, it's just so dominant by Rhea. Rhea ends up just getting the win, and there's not really much Bianca can do, right? So, I mean, but Bianca could, of course, if she so wanted, she could attack Rhea during the match and or just ring the bell. No contest. I mean, you can find ways. She could find a way. So it's the dumbest thing. I really don't understand why we've done it. We've done it just because we're just continuing to the triple threat and we just need a little bump in the road, don't we? So if we get anything other than the triple threat at WrestleMania, I will be stunned, flipping stunned. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So, Dean, shout out to you, buds. Lisa, hello. Let's go over to Lisa, see what Lisa's saying.
Lisa Brown.
Lisa Brown.
New member. So idea. Cena turns back face at Mania and leaves Rock. He shakes Cody's hand and leaves the ring. Jay gets Gunther's belt, and Cena takes the belt for Jay. Cena still gets a 17th win a face.
Well, I like Cena getting the win as a face. I think people know that. I'm not really on board with Cena winning the 17th as a heel because I think you sacrifice that moment. I mean, Cena's doing everything he can to get boos at the moment, and he doesn't want Let's Go Cena chance. He wants everyone hating him, and he's working hard. He's worked hard the past 2 weeks to try and get everyone to hate him, and he's going to continue to do that work to try and get everyone to hate him. So I am not crazy about Cena trying to get 17 as a heel when I think 17 is such a big achievement, right? It's something that's, oh, well, I don't know we'll be beaten in our lifetime. I mean, you do have Charlotte, of course, but that I don't think that's the same, and I think a lot of people would agree that's not the same. Because winning the women's world title in a division where you had about 6 women is not the same as winning the men's world title in a division where you've got 20-odd, 30-odd, however many it might be, right? So I don't think too many people will regard that as being the real record. It will always have an asterisk next to it. You've got Randy, of course, who's coming through, but I don't know how long Randy's got or if they're even planning on getting him to that. I mean, if Cena gets 17, which I'm sure he will, Randy would need to get 18 to beat that record. And I think as of right now, he's on 14. I think he's on 14. So he would need another 4 world title runs. Might be 15, but I think it's 14. He would need another 4 world title runs before he retires. And there's ways you could do it by having him cash in or quickly losing the belt. And there's ways you could do it if you really wanted to, but it ain't going to be easy to have Randy beat that records. And we all know that Randy's carrying injuries. We know he's just been out with ages with his back. I don't know that Randy beats this records. I really don't know. So, and beyond Randy, there's just no one even close. No active wrestler that's close. So this might be a record that just does not get beaten for a long time. I don't know when I say in our lifetimes, because we're all different ages. But, I kind of feel like this is special. Yeah, this is special. And, if Cena beats Cody after everything he's said and everything he's going to continue to say, it ain't going to be mass celebration, is it? Ain't going to be mass celebration. It's going to be a load of people that are going to be like, oh, well, history's been made. I suppose we saw that. This is how. Wonder what will be next. Probably him and. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm pretty sure that's how my reaction will be. Like, oh, okay. It's not going to be, oh my God, he's done it. Get the confetti out, blah, blah, blah. So I would much rather it happen when he's a face. But, I don't know, after everything he's been saying, for him to then turn on The Rock, like, yeah, you'd get a pop, but does it make much sense? Does it make much sense to have just done a little 2-month heel run? Basically, that heel run would be looked back on as, oh, they only really did it because they needed a heel in that main event. They had Cody versus Cena, face versus face. They didn't want that, so they turned one of them heel. Apparently, they tried to get Cody to turn. He didn't want to do it, and so they turned John. And that's how that run would be remembered. That's how the heel turn would be remembered. So, I don't know that you give up on it that quickly. I think, I've said before, they've made their bed. I feel like there has to be a degree of sleeping in it. And I think you have to go through, I would go through to SummerSlam now with Cena as a heel. And turn him there at the earliest. That would be early August. And, get a few, heel Cena against face Randy. Heel Cena against face CM Punk. There's matches, plenty of matches for him as a heel. Lots of options. But, yeah, I don't know that I could, turn him back so quickly. Edward. Edward's talking about CM Punk. Let's get to that.
Edward Brown LFC 1, the baddest on the planet. Member. Daze with what Punk said on Raw. I do think he is looking for the contract to say who wins Triple Threat gets title shot, or will get added to the Night 2 main event. If not, it's going to be his favor.
Yeah, he said he wants some in that contract. I don't know. I don't know that it's going to be added to Night 2. I mean, he's always spoken about main event in WrestleMania as being his dream. He hasn't massively spoken about winning the WWE Championship. I think, though, and plus also he's good friends with Cody. I know every wrestler is out for themselves, but I don't know that CM Punk wanting to be added to the Cody Cena situation is the right move, because CM Punk is a babyface. Cody is a babyface. They're good friends. I'm sure you've seen the footage of them on this tour. Like, he's on his shoulders. He's, they're joking around. Like, they're good friends, right? They both survived the AEW experience. And I just don't know that he would want to screw his friend over. This is always the concern when you've got a babyface champion and there's a babyface that's ready to challenge. It's like, do you turn him? Do you turn him heel as well? Do you add him to the match and then it turns out he's actually the third man in that group? And actually, there's another swerve. But as I said, if he is the third man, why would he want to try and get in John's way? If he isn't the third man, why would he want to go up against Cody in a situation where it's very personal for Cody? And also, you're just making it harder for Cody. I sort of feel like if you're a babyface, you challenge the babyface champion to a good, honest, may the best man win match. That, to me, is Backlash. That's Backlash. Cody, Punk, may the best man win. I have nothing but respect for you. You've gone about this the right way. The Rhodes family, one of the greatest families in the history of wrestling. So, let's see. May the better man win. That, if we're going to do babyface is what I would do at Backlash. I wouldn't add him to night 2 because he's screwing Cody over a bit by making Cody's life a bit harder there. Cody's got enough on his plate as it is with Rock and Cena. He certainly don't need CM Punk being in the mix. But then people will say, well, Punk's out for himself. Punk's not interested in that. And it's like, yeah, but there is an alternative, which would be move forward and do the title match just at Backlash. Winner of night 1 gets the shot at Backlash. I think that's tidier. I think it looks better for Punk as well. And it means that we can really dial into, because Punk's got no part of this story. Punk's got nothing to do with Cena and Cody. I mean, he got screwed at the end of Elimination Chamber, but that was by Seth. And so he's in night 1 to deal with that situation. So, for me, I would not do that. But WWE are doing lots of things that I wouldn't do at the moment. But I would have the winner go to Backlash and face the champion. I would have the winner of night 1, if I was booking it, I'd have it be Cody. I think Cody's title reign has been a bit underwhelming, and part of that is because his title has not ever really felt in danger. It does now. And it's a big name that he is facing. And it's a big story that is involved in. And winning these battles, winning these moments, that's what elevates you. That's what takes you to a higher level. You become a bigger superstar for these moments. Cody is a bigger superstar because of being involved in the past 3 WrestleManias in the way that he has been involved. Debuting at 38. Main eventing and losing, being cheated out of it at 39, and finishing the story at 40. He is a bigger superstar because of those moments. A win here at 41 makes him a bigger superstar again. He goes up another level again. Because there's still a lot of levels I think Cody can go. So for me, I would have lots of outside interference, lots of shenanigans, Randy, Stone Colds, lots of stuff like that. I would have Cody getting the win. He can go on, face the winner of night 1. There's your title match. And then because, say, Randy came down and helped Cody, I would do Randy versus Cena, title not involved. Title not involved. But it's just one of the greatest feuds in WWE history of Cena and Randy. Faced each other multiple times on multiple shows. And one last time they get to dance. Only a very different dynamic this time. Heel Cena face Randy. And I think Backlash is in Randy's hometown, home state. So, lovely, perfect. Big match, huge match. I'd do that. That's the way I would play it, but I know that not everyone's going to agree with that, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone would go their own direction. A lot of people would have Cena win. But I would have Cena win 17, but I would just save it for later in the year. I think Cena winning 17 is one of the biggest things you can do this year. It's one of the biggest moments of this year. And so I would kick that can down the road. I might even have him win 17 in his last match. And he wins it and then, forfeits it because it was his last match and he's done. John Cena wins 17 in the very last match that he could win 17. Forfeits the title. That would be December. I believe it's January. We've got Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Winner of the Rumble gets the belts. Bish, bash, bosh. So I would do something along those lines. So yeah, I wouldn't go down adding him to night one. I would go the other way, but is it that he's looking for a title match? Is it that he's looking for the main event of WrestleMania? He's looking for something, and that is an interesting talking point coming out of the show yesterday. He says that he'll be looking at the fine print next week. He's been very vocal about wanting to main event WrestleMania, hasn't he? He spoke about that more than anything else. So I think it's that. I think he wants it to be the main event of WrestleMania. I think he's looking for that. He wants to main event night one. I think it's that more than the title, but it could be the title as well. Kyle said, have you seen the clip of that fan in Glasgow touching and grabbing CM Punk and Cody after Raw? Yeah, the woman. Yeah, I saw that. That's kind of done the rounds. I think that's... I think they get that kind of thing a lot, to be honest. She won't be alone in that. I think they get that kind of thing happen, unfortunately, quite a bit, where people kind of lose their inhibitions a little bit. It's kind of a heat of the moment. I'm here, they're here. It's a now or never. I might never be in this position again. And you don't want to miss that opportunity. So if you've got Cody kind of walking you by or CM Punk walking you by, the average person would just be like, okay. It wasn't meant to be. Some people, though, will reach out and grab them and, drag them over and try and get a picture and try and make that opportunity, which is just not a good look, is it? It's not a good thing to do. So I did see that. I think it's interesting, but something that I would imagine happens quite a bit. Kyle, shout out to you. Yep, saw it. Today's an interesting night of wrestling. Darkside returns. What, today? Darkside, today. I like Darkside. It's good. Yeah, I want to watch the Billy Jack Haynes one, actually, because I want to see what all that was about. He murdered his wife a few years ago, shot her. But she had dementia. Not that it makes that okay, but I don't know if it was a case of, she had deteriorated to the point where he felt like it was the right thing to do, or is it that he was, an abusive partner? I don't know. I don't know what happened with all of that. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't think that's for a few weeks, though, the Billy Jack Haynes one. Okay, here's Stephanie William talking about Obafemi. I don't think he's too big. Shield were athletic. Maybe someone like Sammy or Bron. What if you was creating a new Shield? A new Shield. So they're just talking about Stephanie and her achievements tonight. Double Judy. Becky. No one has succeeded. This is really good, actually. She's trying to do what very few have done before. But no one has succeeded. And that is to do double duty, 2 matches One show. 2 championship matches. Jada Parker going for the title. I really don't think Jada Parker's winning this. Fallon may get her title back. Could you imagine if Jada does do it, though? You'll have no problem facing me after your match with Jada. So it's the Jada match first. Yeah, Stephanie's getting past Jada. She's getting past Jada, but is she getting past Fallon? There she is. With her boobs. I mean, that is quite the top, isn't it? To be fair. That is quite the top. Lots of people milling around in the NXT parking lot. There's Fatal Influence. Jasmine, Fallon, JC. There we go. The flipping Young OG. Young OG around. Oh, is that group in the background? Were they going inside? Dark State. We found out their name last week, didn't we? Dark State. Okay, here we go then. We are underway with NXT, and the show is going to open with Jada Parker. Women's title match. Starting the show. Jada Parker. Oh my God, Jada Uso is making her way down. Corey Graves is back on commentary in NXT. Wonder how awkward it was when he finally met up with Triple H again. After his online backlash. Right, Daze, you've got bigger boobs than some... That is true, actually. That is true, and I do use them to my advantage. You should see what I wear on nights out. Disgusting. Okay, here we go. Here's Stephanie making her way out, the NXT Women's Champion and NXT Women's North American Champion. She's probably all right with losing one of these belts, because it can't be fun to have to cart them around all the time. You know? So here she is making her way down. This is going to be a championship match, a women's championship match to get things going. She's in the ring. She's looking at the wrong camera. Love that for her. Okay, so here we got Stephanie. She just gives a little glance over to Jada. Mike Rome, the announcer for this. Men's Championship. Let's go. Let's flip and go. I feel like we need to do a poll, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Who wins? Will it be Stephanie? Or will it be Jada? I like Jada. I like Jada a lot. Really good talent. Cena said last night on Raw he'll win the title and retire it right away. We know that his retirement tour ends in December. Therefore, logic dictates that he won't win at Mania. Well, did he say he would retire it straight away? I know he said that he was going to, like, continue with that title. Like, I think his plan is win it at Mania, keep it, and retire with it. That title being held up. Did you see the thing about Punk I tagged you in? It's cool when two of our favourites collide. His suit's green. He knows the best. Him and him with Celtic shirt on. I did see. John Cena has got no advertised TV appearances left after next week's Raw. No. Well, let's underline the word advertised. Okay, Jada is working on the arm of Stephanie, looking to scoop up Stephanie. Okay, we are underway. Stephanie versus Jada. This is for the NXT Women's Championship, and Jada looking good in the early stages. Stephanie going over, grabbing a leg. Again, trying to get takedown there by Stephanie. She does manage to get Jada down. She's looking to grab the leg. She's tying those legs up. Nice, and there's a leg lock applied. We're just seeing backstage. We've got the women's division watching this. Interesting how Lola Vice just appeared there. Lola Vice wasn't in the shot of that, and then all of a sudden she walked in and kind of turned around, kind of grabbing the attention. Nice little roll up there by Stephanie, but Jada against the ropes. Thought she was going to grab the rope or something, but she didn't. Instead, she just kicked out. Double knees. Nice pin attempt. Kick out there by Jada. That was very, very close. Jada back up to her feet. She's circling around Stephanie. In the middle of the ring, looking to lock up here with Jada. Grabbing a hold of the head, and Stephanie goes down to her knees. Shot coming to the back there. Again, she's on her feet. Down goes Stephanie. And again, she's got a body lock applied. So excellent work here by Jada. Stephanie goes back. There's a bit of a squeeze being applied here by the legs of Jada. She's got powerful legs as well. That squeeze is probably significant. Front face lock being applied right now by Jada. Jada in control. Nice work by Stephanie. Over against the ropes. No, reverse. Stephanie against the ropes. Head scissor take over as Jada goes back to the corner. Stephanie charges over, collides into Jada. Jada explodes out the corner with a forearm strike. Chop coming back. Kick to the midsection by Stephanie. Jada back in that corner. Over the other side. Jada goes up. Bottom rope. Oh! Wow, that was a really good spot. I love that. Bounced off that bottom rope and then just kind of came crashing down with like a seated senton to the back. Shots coming into the back of the head, and we are well underway with this. Do we think WWE will announce more dates for Cena after next week? Well, we know that he's got dates after WrestleMania, but nothing has been announced this side of WrestleMania. They don't have to announce Cena. I mean, see, to be honest, you'd want Cena for the ticket sale purposes. If tickets are selling all right anyway, maybe you would just keep it a bit quiet. So there's a chance. There's a chance. I sort of feel like you advertise him to sell tickets. If tickets are selling okay anyway, then maybe you don't need to worry about it so much. You can always announce him like on the show a week in advance, like next week we're just getting breaking news, John Cena. Even if you do it on social media a few days before, word will get around enough to give you the nice bump in the ratings. So yeah, not impossible. Not impossible. All it's going to do is just add to the frustration, really, because I think if you criticize WWE with this build at the moment, one of the big pushbacks you get is, well, there's still time. WrestleMania is later this year. It's a longer road to WrestleMania, which I hate. I hate that argument. But that's the pushback that you get, right? And but if you now turn around and go, okay, well, there's only one more John Cena advertised date, all of a sudden it doesn't really matter how long the road to WrestleMania is. Cena's only doing limited dates, so every time we see him, it's got to matter. It's got to count. And that's just going to add to the frustration, isn't it? So, I don't know. They clearly have got a plan. They're clearly doing what they think is right. No one wants this to work better than WWE themselves. So, we just got to watch and trust and hope that what we get next week is what people are looking for, which is the promo exchange and a little bit more of an explanation of why he joined up with The Rock, why now, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Right, we are still at commercial break. We got 30-odd seconds left to go. I can tell you there's a chin lock being applied here by Jada. She's got a knee in the back of Stephanie. She's pulling back on that chin lock. And Stephanie not in a good way. And, of course, the more damage that Stephanie takes, the more it's going to look not great for her second match later on in the show. On the feet, Jada gets Stephanie into the corner, hurls her over there, and hurls her in there again as well. Stephanie going into the turnbuckles, selling her back. Wrestle with Andy, hello. Hope you had a good time, my friends. How many matches do we think Cena will have? More or less than 10? Ooh, that's a good number, that. It's a good number because we might, as we get towards the end, like start spamming matches. We might just start like churning some out. But if this is his only appearance, let's say it is his only appearance next week, we know that's not a match. He's going to do WrestleMania. He will have done about debut, Netflix, Elimination Chamber, Rumble, 3 Raws. He will have done 7 appearances out of his 30. I think he's got like 32. That means there will be 25 left. 25 left. I would say not less than 10. Oh, I don't know, 25 left. Oh, nice springboard crossbody. Jordan Grace has walked out. Ren Sinclair has just arrived. Stephanie against the ropes. Nice. I love that question. I love that question. More or less than 10. Right now, she's going to go for that, the greatest move. Here we go. She's got Jada, turns her over. He loves it, doesn't he? He flipping loves it. The crowd love it as well. At a recent house show, it was a 6-woman tag match. And they actually had the 3 women on the one team doing it at the same time to the other 3 women. That's got the crowd fired up. I'm going to say less than 10. I've made my mind up. I'm going to say less than 10. If he's got 25 appearances left to go, some of those he's going to need like a few to build up to SummerSlam. He's going to need a few to build up to Survivor Series. So I think you can get through them quite quickly. So I'm going to say less than 10. Crowd are chanting, this is awesome. Beautiful. Do you love that question, though? I'm going to put that in the poll now. Okay, right now. Boom. Chop coming in. I mean, he will have had 3 appearances in 7. Wouldn't he? He would have done Rumble, Chamber, and WrestleMania. So that would be 3 and 7. Jordan Grace has come out. Jordan Grace, distract him. Stephanie with a forearm to the face. Jada against the ropes over the other side. Stephanie rolls her up. 1, 2, 3 and gets it. Stephanie manages to retain that women's NXT championship. And even though there was a little distraction by Jordan Grace, it's not the reason as to why Stephanie won. But Stephanie has done it. She's managed to retain in this first one. Might be a little bit of blood on her nose. Jordan Grace is celebrating. Obviously, she had those big crazy shoes last week. Yeah, she was about to do a little dance, and we got denied the little dance because Jordan Grace had come out. I'm really upset about that. I definitely was here for the little dance. Yeah, so she got it. She also had Stephanie's ass right in her face. Attack from behind there by Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence. Beating down on Stephanie. Crowd are booing. Slap coming in. Bah, sent on there by JC. And again. They're just sent on in 3 in a row. You could do more than that. Do more. Dude, they could be smashing her face repeatedly into that mat. Why do wrestlers only do a couple of little things and then just pose? Why don't you do more? Here's Trick. Here's Trick and Javon. You don't get it, do you, Javon? You've been focused on Oba for the last 4 months. I'm going to prove you wrong again. Crowd are cheering away, so something's happening in the ring. I'm guessing Stephanie's getting up and walking out. Yeah, Stephanie chant. Okay, so some heated words between Trick and Javon. Okay, so we had over 100 votes. 63% think it'll be less than 10 matches. 36% think it'll be more than 10 matches. But I think it's a really good question. It's in that sort of sweet spot where I'm like, oh, God, yeah. 25 dates left to go. 10 matches is achievable. You might have to just spam a couple towards the end of the year, but I could see them doing that. I could see Cena doing like an open challenge thing on Raw, getting a couple of matches in, doing his final one at Saturday night's main event, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. They're just showing some of these great Punk moments from the past. Oof. Ricky Saints interview up next. 2011, 2013, Punk was so goated, says Brony. Dr. Luch Lala said, I do like this show for Steph. I'm definitely going to give it a watch. Either that or she had a wardrobe malfunction. Oh, yeah, maybe. Right, we are at commercial break. Alex said, I need Trick to be back being a happy lad. Death Metal said RVD would do one move, pose, one move, pose, one move, pose. Oh, there's loads that have done that in the past, yes. Loads that have done that down in the past. I don't get it, to be honest. I think when you've got an opportunity like that, you know, just absolutely destroy her. If no one's going to come down and make the save, just keep going. I want Punk to have a match on NXT before he hangs it up, said Alex. Zycamy. Let's go over to Zycamy's comments.
Zycamy Porter. Daze. Do you think the Wyatt Six will have a WrestleMania match against, even if they are on different brands?
I don't think they will. No, I'm not envisaging them to have a match at WrestleMania. I feel like we only have 3 weeks left to go. And next week we're still in, I think it's like 3 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, 3 weeks, because it's the 19th and 20th. And as we're sat here right now, it's the 26th here in the UK. So I think we've got like 3 weeks this weekend. So it's not a great deal of time to, you know, for them to move on to a new feud and like start something and build it. You could make the argument, well, we don't need much of a build. If they just attack someone, we're done, right? I mean, I can see that argument, but I don't know. I feel like there was quite a bit of uncertainty around in regards to Bo and when he was going to be returning. And I think we're just at a situation where we may have missed the boat for them having a match at WrestleMania, but it doesn't mean they can't be at WrestleMania. So I think everyone's looking at the Alexa match, aren't they? They're looking at Alexa. And they're looking at the Wyatt. I think the story for them is to try and bring Alexa into the group. That's the Wyatt 6 story. And I would envisage that at WrestleMania, she joins the Wyatt 6. And we get a moment of them all together in the ring. And it's like, oh my God, let's go. This next chapter is going to be so exciting now. I think it's going to be something like that. I think. But I'm not certain. But yeah, them having a match, I think, is quite hard to... Because it seems like their opponents were going to be Judgment Day, but, I mean, you can see that Dominic and Finn are sniffing around the Intercontinental Championship. So what kind of Judgment Day will there be for them to face? And it feels like Solo and Jacob are having issues, so, you know, are they going to come to blows before WrestleMania? So I couldn't even sit here and say, yeah, and it'll be against these people, you know? So currently, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying what's most likely. I think most likely is they don't have a match at Mania.
Big Time Baxter. They've announced a contract signing for SmackDown between Roman, Seth, and Punk. What exactly are they signing? It reeks of we're out of creative ideas. We just saw it with Io, Rhea, and Bianca.
Well, they're signing for the match, aren't they? I mean, they're even though the graphic's been made, they have still yet to sign it. All three want the match. So it was a good point. Like, the graphics are out there. So it's a bit crazy to issue the graphics when the contract hasn't been signed yet. But, yeah, we've just got a little bit confused on that one, I think. We've just done it, like, the wrong way round, really. But they're signing for the match, and we know that Punk wants something in the detail, so I'm hopeful there'll be something more than just a brawl. Gigi and Tatum are going to be having a match against the tag champs on TNA. We're going to bring those titles to NXT. Do you know what? It could be interesting, actually, because we don't have women's tag titles. Okay, Jakara, Lash. There is a lot being said there. Right. Hey, Jobson. Hello, buds. Hope you're doing well. Ricky Saint's interview coming up now.
Jobson,
an exclusive interview.
My prediction, Daze Gullia versus Cora Jade at Stand and Deliver. She returned at an NXT live event, confronted Cora Jade.
Julia Cora Jade. Yeah, it's a good show. Here's Vic Joseph with Ricky Saints. Tensions are high. Coming here was nothing new. It was nothing different. So he says there's times where it's been really hard and all he's had is his self-confidence. Okay, we've actually got Sean arriving. So Sean's interrupted. Bit of a nothing promo really so far, a nothing interview. Just times have been hard. My self-confidence is all I've had at times. I do like that line. We've known each other a long time. Too long. So Sean wants Ricky in the culling. You're still the same guy I left over a year ago. Everywhere you go, you only create a nice long line of enemies. I like the presentation of this. They could have done this backstage. Instead, it's a very different presentation. It's basically the ring side area before the crowd have come in. Ricky says he's coming for the North American title. So, stand and deliver. Ricky versus Sean. There's the rest of the culling. That's nice. That's nice. In case it doesn't work out here, we know that you can always... No. You've burnt every bridge. Ricky says, well, I guess I'd better win then. That was good. I love the presentation of it. The original interview was a bit of nothing, but to be honest, that was not the purpose of that segment, was it? It wasn't about Vic Joseph in the interview. It was about actually having a bit of a heart-to-heart with Sean Spears. Love the presentation of it. Love the fact that I feel like we've eavesdropped on something quite personal there. I thought it was really good. Really well done. Right now we got Ethan. And we've got Andre Chase. I forgot that your dead-end university was closed. Okay, so Ethan walks away, but it looks like there might be a bit of a feud brewing between him and Andre Chase. Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank. Oh, hello, Motor City Machine Guns. Welcome to the promotion you probably should have been on from the start. Now that's better. That's where they should be. So, Motor City Machine Guns backstage. Right, Rotella Streams. Shout out to Rotella Streams. Oh, that's an interesting new development, Mr. Rotella. New channel. I'm going to go to that channel. Oh, it's the old channel, but just repackaged. Rotella Stream, shout out to you, buds. Jojo says, Daze Hearts. Appreciate it, my friend. King Yeti. Just catching up with some super chats as we go to commercial break. King Yeti, hope you're well, buds. Get this, Reds.
King Yeti 1 NM0. Get a manicure and your thumbnails will be fine.
King Yeti, shout out to you, my friends. I can't say that a manicure is high on my list of things to do, but I'm not going to say it's not on the list of things to do. I mean, it isn't, but I mean, I never do anything with my hands apart from murdering. I don't know. I like it's a new trend now, isn't it? I see a lot of guys painting their nails and stuff now, which you never used to get that. It's not even like, you know, a trans thing. It just seems to be a trend amongst like younger men. I see a lot of TikToks and everything where they're now painting their nails. Must be like a new thing that's kind of come in. I know people used to do that when they were goths and stuff like that. I saw lots of guys when I was younger painting their nails, but now it's even people. It seems to be people that aren't into like an alternative life. It just seems like people that are not even into anything. It's just more of a trend, I think. So, yeah, that's not something I've got planned personally, and no manicures either. Coach Co, what's Coach Co saying?
Kojiko. I want a sandwich. Daze, where can I get a sandwich? Can you make me a sandwich, Daze?
If I was to make you a sandwich, I would... I don't know what I would give you, actually. This is Tyson and Tyreek. Do you know what? I would probably get a chicken, roast chicken, cut that up, bit of mayo, probably put a few nachos on there as well for a bit of crunch. I do like a bit of crunch. So that would probably be my go-to. Hot chicken, mayo with some like nachos on for that crunch. That would do it. That would be it. That's what I would do for you, buds. I don't have any of those ingredients in the house right now, though. Tank in the middle of the ring with a shoulder tackle there to Tyson. And again, Tank goes down. William Hardin said, how can I be a member? I don't want to spam the chat. Well, the join button, and we need to start getting underway with Hall of Fame. But the join button, it only appears on certain devices. It won't appear on your phone and stuff like that. Well, some phones it does. But yeah, there's just a join button on the home page, but on the home profile thing. Andy said, is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't think it is, to be honest. I understand that it probably should qualify, but I think it's got its own name, which is, I think on a technical level, it probably is, because it's like a filling surrounded by bread. So in that regard, I would imagine technically it qualifies, but you would never call it a sandwich. It's got its own term, its own category. But really, technically, I would say it probably is, but you would never refer to it as that, of course. Hank and Tank are in control here against Tyson and Tyreek. We've had one match so far, and we need to get the scores for that. Steph versus Jada. Here we go. Hank and Tank colliding into Tyson and Tyreek. Very close, but it did come out as good 99. Hank and Tank. Nice takedown there. Against the ropes goes Tank. Elbow drop. I mean, they've got a lovely energy to them. Hank going against the ropes. Over the other side as well. Picking up some speeds. And a drop kick there by Hank. That would look better if he didn't have him in the middle of the ring and he had him more over by the ropes. That way, when he comes off that rope, he can go into the dropkick and get a bit more air time. There wasn't really much air time because he came off at quite a speed and he's got to go straight into it. He even had to turn at a bit of an angle. That would have been better if it wasn't the middle and it was just moved over a little bit. Down went Tank, Tyson and Tyreek. We are... Stomp just misses. Daze, how does 1 times 1 equal 1? If you have 1 of 1 and then times it by 1, wouldn't that make 2 instead of 1? I'm curious, said Christopher. But if you've got 1 of something and you times it by just 1 thing, it's an interesting one. But if you've got 1 of something and you want 2 things, you would times it by 2 to make it 2. So if you've got 1 and you times it by just 1, you're only getting 1. It's an interesting one. That comment just made me have a stroke, said James. I like those things, though, because they're like, I mean, that's like really simple, low level, welcome to elementary school, welcome to nursery, but you can still find things even there that make you go, Tag being made, in comes Tyreek, Stomp's coming down. Pulling back on the arms, he's got Hank in a bit of trouble at the moment. Daze, rate my sandwich. I would have roast chicken with mustards. Here for that. Lovely stuff. Lettuce, tomato, peppers. Nah, don't know. I think it's starting to get a bit too cluttered for me. I think you got a bit, like, the idea of having mustard with tomato and all of that stuff. I think chicken, mustard, bit of salt and pepper. I could stretch to the lettuce maybe, but I don't know. Starting to get a bit too many different flavors in the mouth there. You know, I'm starting to get tomato and tomato and mustard and pepper is in there as like, I don't know, man. That's starting to get a bit too crowded for me. Going for a cover and kick out there by Hank. Kick out by Hank. Daze, Jordan Grace is not on the NXT roster on the Superstar page. She's only listed on the current Superstar page. It's interesting. I don't really pay that too much attention, though. Do you remember that big, massive talking point where everyone was like, oh, the Wyatt Six haven't really gone to SmackDown because they're still showing us Raw superstars? I mean, truth of the matter is there's some, you know, entry-level paid person at head office that just gets to update that as and when they can. Like, I think it's kind of important, but I don't think it really dictates a great deal. Again, we've got big shot there by Tyreek. Kick to the midsection. Tag being made. Hank coming in, going over the other side, lays into Tyson. Tyreek getting up. This match has been given quite a bit of time, hasn't it? Nice throw there by Tank. Going against the ropes, collides into Tyson. Tyson goes down. Cartwheel there by Tank. He's trying to come over. He's grabbing Tyson. He's going to look to pick him up. Gets him up. Oh! Slams him down. So couldn't get the 3, though. We had a little bit of double teamwork. Tyreek down, going over to the corner. Here is Tyreek charging over as Tank goes up, explodes off the corner. There's a lovely energy with Hank and Tank. I'm going to give them that. I don't know what it is about it, and I know that people in the community are going to disagree, but I just don't find myself massively caring about who wins this. But I know there's some in the community that really like Hank and Tank. Tag being made. Here's Tyson. High impact. Not sure that it looked that great, but it's a win for Tyson and Tyreek. Tyson and Tyreek pick up the dub, pick up the victory. Let's get the match score on that, shall we? Hank and Tank disappointed. Okay, here's Ava and Stephanie. I am double champ. I will keep my words. I am La Primera. Yeah, look, idiot. She just told you didn't have to defend. She would be like, oh, that's great. Can we do it in 2 weeks? Here's Javon. This boy is bouncy. Javon is going to be in action. I actually don't know who he's facing. Doesn't matter. It's going to be sick. Here's Javon Evans. This boy is bouncy. Oh, yeah, of course. It's against Lexis. Of course. I do know. I didn't think I did know, but I do know. Javon versus Lexis. Daze, I didn't know you liked mustards. English mustard, American mustard is nice. I've only had English mustard. American mustard doesn't have as much of a kick to it, but it's still fine. It's okay. I mean, I feel like with mustard, you want it to have that kick, you want it to have that heat, you want it to, you put that on your hot dogs, you put that on your burgers, put that on your sandwiches, kind of adds to the experience. I think with American mustard, it's a bit, it's a very like watered down type mustard, but still a place for it. Still provides a nice flavor. So, yeah. Get a lot of American mustard at like burger vans that don't want to be giving out like loads of English mustard. To be honest, for a lot of people, the English stuff's a bit too much of a kick to it. There's a lot of people that don't want that. So that's where like the American mustard kind of comes in and maybe works a bit better for the majority. So, but yeah, I like both. I like both. Frankie said, I don't think anyone else knows what black pudding is. Well, it's probably best people don't know. Craig, shout out to you. I appreciate the play-by-plays. I can't watch the shows most Tuesdays. Craig, shout out to you, my friends. Shout out to you. Alex said, oh my God, they just had Hank and Tank lose to these blooming boomers. Jim, hello, Jim. Said, I hate they changed the rules to the Heritage Cup. It just makes it like another championship now. Dijon mustard is good, said Joshua. Carl says, I love black pudding. Daze, have you tried square sausage, or is that just Scottish? No, I've had square sausage. Well, I've had square sausage in the sense of, isn't it square at McDonald's? Isn't that like a sausage, like patty type thing that you get? Is it square actually? I don't know. Now I've said that. It might not be. I don't think I've ever had it. And now I'm thinking it's not square. In my mind, it was square at McDonald's, but I don't think it is. No, is the answer. That was the only thing in my mind I might have had. So no, I've never had. So, what is that? In my mind, it's like a Wendy's patty that's like just rolled out and made square. Or is it something completely different to that? No, it is that. No, I've not had that. That's not a thing that we would have. It's interesting. I'm trying to see how I can show it. Here. So it looks like it comes in a slab and you like cut slices off of it. And then you get it like on a fried breakfast, something like that. It looks nice, yeah. Yeah, you see, now I've seen something like this, and in my mind it was McDonald's, but it can't have been, can it? To answer your question, no. But I feel like I've seen something like that before. Looks lovely, actually. Look at that. Look at that one with beans and egg and everything on it as well. Oh, mate, Jesus Christ. That's living the high life right there. Living the high life. Right, okay, we are just seeing the strip in Las Vegas. They have announced today, haven't they, that they're going to be doing lots of like late night kind of events around WrestleMania. Few wrestlers are going to be popping up with comedians and rappers and... Okay, here's Fraxium. What was it like to go home to Spain and push Gunther to his limit? It was a dream come true. In front of my friends and my family, it's a moment I'll never forget. Nathan's like, I wasn't invited. We know you've got a big mouth, so I wanted to have it as a big secret. Ooh, little bit of tension again here. Who's arriving in the background? Obafemi's arriving in the background. The champ has arrived. Okay, so Obafemi's arrived. He's surely going to set his sights on Javon after what Javon did last week. Okay. Daze, have you ever had haggis? At Weatherspoons, I have. So not like the real good stuff, but just the Weatherspoon stuff. It's okay. I don't mind it. It's okay.
Edward Brown, LFC1, the baddest on the planet. Daze, have you ever had haggis? If not, would you ever be down to try it? It's nice. But it's also like Marmite, you love it or hate it. But I tend to love it. It's really good with mash and turnip, I can't lie.
Yeah, no, I tried it. I thought it was fine. I didn't, I don't know, perhaps I'm a little bit of an exception because I didn't love it or hate it. Like, if I was to be served it, I would eat it and it would be fine. It wouldn't ruin a meal or enhance a meal. But if I was to not have it, like, that's also obviously fine. I had it because it was Burns night and they had a special menu on. So I've had it like it was in a burger, but I have also had it as part of like a Scottish breakfast. But again, I'm only judging it off what I would imagine is like the lowest quality Weatherspoons version of haggis, you know, like actual proper premium stuff probably carries a bit more of a punch to it, and maybe that would be a bit more divisive. But yeah, I've tried it only a few times. It's obviously a Scottish thing, not an English thing, but it was fine. But where did beans on toast come from? Has that always been popular? Well, it's always been popular in my lifetime, yes. I don't know who originally put it together first, but I think it's an English thing. But I'm not aware of any other cultures that tend to do it. It still seems to be quite a foreign concept to people in America. But it's amazing. It's such a great comfort food. Very quick to make, very easy to do. It's just really satisfying. I actually had it yesterday. It's such a staple part of English life. Like, it's such a go-to. If you get back and it's like, oh, I've got nothing in the house, you've probably got some bread. You've probably got a can of beans. I'll just have beans on toast. It's the default. It's just the go-to. It's just the default. It's just I need a quick lunch. People used to make it at work. They used to bring a loaf of bread, bring some beans, and people would just make it in the microwave at work, and they'd have that for their lunch. So, I mean, people have it as a lunch. They have it as a substitute. Haven't really got anything in. You wouldn't really go, oh, I'm looking forward to tonight's beans on toast night. You wouldn't really do that. It's always a default, I haven't really got much in. Or I can't be bothered, you know? But honestly, on a Sunday, if you have a full English, you're already having toast, you're already having beans as part of your breakfast, because that's in a full English. But say you got up late on a Sunday and you couldn't be bothered to do a roast dinner, you could probably default to a beans on toast. I would default to a beans on toast. And then do something maybe. Or maybe you'd have like a roast Sunday lunch. Maybe just go out to the pub and just have a roast Sunday lunch. We do that a lot. Most Sundays, people have a roast dinner with roast chicken or, like a beef joint with all the different veggies and whatever. I tend to do that. A lot of people will do that most Sundays, or go to the pub where they'll do it in the pubs, a Sunday dinner. Off the ropes goes Javon, and he takes Lexis over. Javon over the other side. He is bouncy. Look at that. Off the middle rope. Crossbody. Lexis goes down, but only a 2 count for Javon there. Javon goes up, delivers a drop kick. Okay, Javon is looking to go big here. Javon going against the ropes. Over the other side. Through the ropes. Tell you what, dangerous to do that on the side that is commentary table side, and he's congratulating himself there. So, Javon on the commentary table. Lexis King is down. He's even doing a dance. Oh my God, let's go. Javon Evans treating the crowd to a little jig. Is there anything this guy can't do? So we are at commercial break, and the action continuing for us here on Netflix as a chop is thrown in there by Javon. You can see that heritage cut, but Javon goes into the ring steps hard. And he might be a little less bouncy now. So Javon is down. Crowd are booing away as Lexis comes over and he grabs Javon. He's going to look to throw him into the ring. Hannah said, this is true. The season of Darkside seems to be intriguing. It could have had you and Tommy streaming it, but we all know wrestling is where it's at. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Darkside. I find those shows very difficult to stream, actually, because, as you say, wrestling is where it's at. Because when you're doing a show where there's just nothing but talking and you're following, like, a story, like, there's a lot of just sitting and listening, and it doesn't really make for a very good stream. Face first, into the corner goes Lexis. Chop coming in there by Javon. Frat House said, if you look at Javon's outfit, he's wearing black and he's never wore black before. Chop coming in there by Lexis. Javon went down, feeling the effects of that chop as Lexis stands on his head. Let's end this pole. Get rid of this pole. We don't need this pole. Okay, Javon down, and Lexis coming over, rolling him up, going for the 3 counts. 21, 10%, and 5. Mitchell, hello. Hope you're well. James said ITV4 has got Dark Side of the Ring on it. Next episode is going to be the steroid trial. Ooh. So, such a good program, Dark Sides. I don't think I've caught every episode, but I've watched the vast majority. But there'll be the odd one from previous seasons, I'm sure, has slipped by. I was working on my Saved by the Bell box set last night. I had just finished filming Unseen, and I'd just finished filming the Opinions video, and I was just doing some description stuff. In fact, I don't even know if I went back and did the timestamps now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I put on Saved by the Bell. I was watching that. I didn't realise Saved by the Bell had a series that was kind of them before Saved by the Bell until I bought the box set. It's called Good Morning, Miss Bliss. And it's them when they were like a little younger. But it's not even all of them. It's got Zack and Screech in it, but it doesn't even have all the other characters in it at that point. So yeah, I didn't realise that came first. That was 87, and then I think Saved by the Bell starts 89. So I was watching that. It's a bit, you know, aimed at kids. It's all right. I want to watch it just so I know what it's about, but oh, lovely there. Yeah, that was great. That was driving him down. He kind of ties him up, then flips him over into a bit of a driver. Look at this. Oh. A fisherman buster driver, says Corey. A fisherman buster driver. That is a pretty sick move. It's so sick that he should put people away with that. Lovely shot there by Javon. It comes to summit when the commentators don't even flipping know what that thing's called. Vic was like, what was that? What do you call that? Javon powering up in the corner, throws out a kick. Lexus in front of him, swings. Javon coming back. Feels like we're starting to heat back up now after that commercial break. Boom! Superman punch by the young OG. Goes against the ropes. Over the other side, this boy is bouncy. Lovely kick. Down goes Lexis. Javon on the outside, looking to springboard, going up top. We've had an hour of this show already, you know. Javon up top, big splash. 5-star frog splash. 1, 2, oh, kick out. Kick out. Javon turns to the ref and he's like, is that a 2? It's a 2. Right now, we've got Javon looking over. We've got Lexis King down on his hands and knees. Javon making his way over. Looking to grab Lexis. Crowd are starting a "This is awesome" chant. Oh! Reversal there by Lexis. Javon lands on his feet. Just eats the super kick, though. Right, he's got his arms in what looked to be a bit of a straitjacket, looking to go rounds. Nice counter. Going over against the ropes. Oh, Jesus Christ, he is so good. I don't even know what that was. He was just rotating, like, in the air. All over the place, man. He's going to go big again. Young OG against the ropes. Big air! I love it when he does that. I love it when he does that. Just couldn't stretch out anymore. It's like a bat. Oh, Obafemi has arrived. Obafemi! Young OG right into the edge of the ring. Obafemi planting Javon. Crowd are shouting at the referee. The referee didn't see it. He's counting away. Young OG's going to get counted out here. And Obafemi is counting along. 10. There we go. It's a count out. Are they on a collision course for stand and deliver? Is it going to be the triple threat? Are we going to do Oba versus Trick versus Javon at stand and deliver? Lexis has retained. Thanks massively to Obafemi. And Obafemi, look at him now. The lights have gone out. Trick Williams. Trick's what I'm thinking. Oh no, the group have arrived. That one was making his boobs dance. Oh my God, it's Dark States. Okay, well, look, Javon and Oba don't give a flip. They don't give a flip. That theory was that Trick might be the... Oh, Trick collides into Javon. Trick has come down. Some people thinking Trick might be the mystery leader of this group. Oh my God, so much has happened in the past couple of minutes here. Look at all these people. Look, Javon's down, that group on the outside. They're liking what they're seeing. They're liking what they're seeing. They're applauding away. Do they like the chaos? Or are they supporting their leader? Commercial break. Commercial break. So many moving parts there. Wow. Young OG loses. Young OG is a loser. Loser OG, that's what I call him. Let's get a poll up, shall we? Charlotte losing to Tiffany would make her a face in my book. I don't see Tiffany winning. Oh, you don't see Tiffany winning, Austin, really? Really? I really think she will. I think Tiffany gets the win. I think this is part of the reason why Charlotte made life a little bit difficult for her in the promo. It's like, this is the girl that's meant to be replacing me. This is the girl that I'm putting over at WrestleMania. That's interesting. I don't think anything's a done deal. Charlotte could be walking out the winner. Daze, what are the thoughts on the next episode where we go deep into Ludwig Borger? Well, Ludwig Borger is very interesting because I believe he was someone that I saw as being a bit Brock-esque before Brock was around, right? But that sort of like big, powerful, dominant, oh my God, we've got a problem. That's kind of how I felt about Ludwig Borger when I was young. This guy is a problem. Like, really saw big things for him. But it didn't work out. I believe he went into MMA. And I don't know if there's not a little bit of a shady sort of racist kind of element there. So that will also be a very interesting watch. I'm not so sure about the racism. I mean, something in my head is connecting him with like neo-Nazi. And I don't know that that's correct. I don't know why my head's saying that, but my head's saying that. So, I don't know. It'll be... Yes, I want to watch it. But I don't think things went... things certainly didn't go the way I thought they were going to go. I thought he was going to go on to have some big success. Kind of felt about him the same way a lot of people felt or feel about Brock. Still got my Ludwig Borger Hasbro figure. How does winning make Charlotte super heel? Isn't this the bigger story? Oh, it looks like William and Austin are having a conversation. I watched Raw on Netflix last night. Can anyone tell me who El Grande is? Is it Mr. America, says Aubrey. Well, obviously, there's the theory that it's Chad, and it does really look like Chad, but there are people out there that think it's not Chad. Daze, does WrestleMania Access still work? Who asked this question? And where did that question go? Does WrestleMania Access still work? What is the best stuff they sell? Will there be one this year? Amelia, shout out to you. It does still work. It's called WWE World now. And it works because it's meet and greets with wrestlers. Mattel are there. There's a stage where they do talks. We had the Bray Wyatt talk. We had the Slammies. They're going to do them again this year. So it works. There's things that I would like to see there that I don't think are currently there. I think you can do an entrance. I think you can do your own entrance. They did at WWE Access in the past have a ring set up with the Elimination Chamber, and you could actually get into the old Elimination Chamber and have your picture taken. I think that's such an amazing experience. To not only be able to get into a proper wrestling ring and have a WWE ring. I mean, imagine that. Imagine going and standing in a proper WWE ring with the turnbuckles, the ropes, and you're in the middle of a ring, and you can think about what it must be like if you was in a match, and you're looking around at, like, you know, would it feel a lot smaller standing in there than what you think it would? Is it bigger than what you think it is? Like, I think we've all got an idea of what standing in a WWE ring must feel like. The fact that you could do that before, and not only just that, but also the old Elimination Chamber was set up around you as well. Imagine that. And they would take your picture. That is amazing. I don't know that they go to those lengths anymore, to be honest, and I think that's a real shame. That's why I always wanted to go. They still do the Hall of Fame exhibitions, or they did, so that'll be good. There'll be a lot of Triple H stuff there this year, maybe some natural disaster stuff, Lex Luger stuff, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it still massively works. Could you imagine WrestleMania without it? Imagine if we didn't do that kind of multi-day fan experience, massive shop there as well. But I don't think they should settle and not continue to try and make it better, not continue to try and innovate, because I think there's still lots of good stuff they can do that they're not doing. Bum, bum. They used to do NXT matches there as well. Like, why don't they set a ring up and do Evolve? Why don't they film Evolve from WWE World? They did film the bump there, I think, last year. But why don't they do Evolve from there this year? Why not? Right, we got Lash and we got Jakara. They're coming down. They're going to be taking on Tatum and Gigi. Are Metaphor a thing? They never hang around with Oro Mensah anymore. Metaphor? I mean, I think Noam is still out injured, but what's going on? The Meta Girls might be a better way forward, mightn't it, as a name? Because there ain't four of them anymore. I wonder when... Oh, I've botched that. I wonder when Noam comes back. Oh, hello. Here's Zarya and Sol Rika. I wonder when Noam comes back. If we do get back to Metaphor. Okay, so we are underway with the Meta 2 taking on Chemical X. No sign of Shotzi, though. That's a bit disappointing. I thought Shotzi was kind of sniffing around this group. Okay, tag being made. In comes Tatum. Tatum in the corner. She goes, hard crossbody into the corner into Jakara. Jakara crashes down. Okay, so Chemical X, if that is their name, are in control. Right. Anna said, I remember Access took place and they put NXT Worlds Collide to be taped where Harper and Dijakovic put a banger on. Yeah, they did. They've done tournaments there, NXT tournaments. There's been... I don't think they would do NXT there now, of course, because you got Stand and Deliver. You could do like low-level NXT, but low-level NXT in my mind is Evolve. So as I said, why not just do Evolve there? Tape Evolve there. Do an Evolve taping from WWE World. Tag being made by Lash. Bit of a shame, actually. I mean, I was never a massive fan of the bump, but bit of a shame that that's not going to be there. They could bring it back for that. I watched the episodes from WWE World. I'll tell you the one thing I'd love, and that's a proper walk around WWE World. Kathy Kelly did one with Triple H and Stephanie back 5 years ago, maybe even longer, 6-7 years ago. And I it's one of my favorite videos. I think it's absolutely brilliant. You have a proper walk around. It was Access then, but you have a proper walk around Access. And you see what the shop looks like. They have a look at the Mattel stand. There's even a thing where you can jump off a platform, do like an elbow drop or a crossbody and land in a foam pit full of like these foam cubes. So if you wanted to try a backflip or something like that, it's all you're just landing in a pit of foam squares. And, so you could do like even aerial stuff if you so wanted. Lots of things for people to do there. Tag being made, in comes Gigi. Jakara with a shot there to Lash. Gigi. Ooh, I don't know if that was a little slip, but she didn't quite get the height I was expecting. Super kick coming in there by Gigi, working on the arm of Jakara. Zarya and Solar watching on as this match continues. Gigi is in control. Both of Metaphor are down. Tag being made, in comes Tatum. Tatum going off the rope. Don't think that worked. Right now we've got Gigi going to one side, Tatum going the other. They both collide into Jakara. Tatum grabbing a hold of the... Oh. Felt a bit like a page turner, that one. And it's a win there for Gigi and Tatum. Gigi and Tatum pick up the win over. That's a big win, actually, That's a big win for these two. Do you need some help picking your jaw up off the table? Yeah, a miscue there. That's a big win, that is, for the Meta Girls. Against the Meta Girls for Gigi and Tatum. So are they blaming those two as the distraction? They didn't do anything. Yeah, cry about it. You lost. Time for NXT's focus. Hello, is this Tony? It is Tony. The streets are talking. I'll handle it. Here's the Riz. Luca. Stacks. Riz looking beautiful as always. We've got problems. I want intel. I want to know who these guys are. I want to know where they're eating before they do it. We'll take care of it. Can he trust the underboss, though? There's issues here. Hold on, Stacks. Stacks goes over. Are you good? Why? You're the underboss. This is interesting. I'll never forget what you've done for me. I believe in you. I trust you. I can always trust you, right? Oh, he hasn't answered. He hasn't answered. He gets up, puts his arm on his shoulder. You can always trust me, T. Always. Ominous. Ominous. What is the play there? Where is that going? We have thought that he would turn on Tony before and he didn't, but... Ricky Starks is making his way down to the ring. What's this about? Ricky Starks. Well, Ethan Page has made his way out, but Ricky's just come walking out at the same time. What's this about? He's got problems with Sean Spears, so what's he doing here? Oh, well, there's lots of things happening. WWE Worlds! She did get a tattoo, yes. That's true. Meeting her what? Her moshes? I love meeting my moshes. Is that what she just said? Are Rhea Ripley fans known as moshes? I didn't know this. Moshes? Well, we didn't get much there from... It's just... Get your tickets now. It's going to be so much fun. I love meeting my moshes. I love my moshes. Moshers, I think she said. Moshers. Oh, moshers. I love meeting my moshers. Hello, little mosher. I wonder if Masha Slamovich is one. Masha Slamovich. Mosher. Well, there we go. Guys, you can meet Rhea Ripley. You could be a mosher. A-Jump said, I've given Charlotte passes in the past 2 years. I was neutral. But the chat, can we all admit that the 4 horsewomen have got some pull backstage? Even Mercedes, they can say, I want to put this girl over or that girl over. Oh, I think they've got some influence, yeah. But I think people that have been around that long, I mean, they've been on the main roster 10 years. That's a considerable amount of time. It's a good chunk of time. And I think that, they've really contributed to the women's division's growth massively. You don't really tell the history of women's wrestling in WWE without the 4 horsewomen. So, in fact, you just don't. I mean, if you do, you're not really telling the true story. So, I'd imagine that they've got Triple H's ear. But I think it would be a bad look for Charlotte if she was to get the win here. I don't know how much she's going to care about that, but if she was to beat Tiffany, I'm all right with her making life a little difficult for Tiffany. I'm all right. I mean, this is as big as it gets. She's the world champion, Tiffany. This is WrestleMania. She's taking on one of the greatest, most decorated women's wrestlers WWE has ever had. Like, how easy should this be? And if Charlotte's going to be putting her over, I can sort of understand Charlotte being like, okay, you're the next one. You're the new kid on the block that everyone's excited about. Let's see what the excitement's all about. I really don't mind that. I don't mind that approach personally. I think there is a line, and for some people, she may have crossed it. But I think for me, like, I didn't look at Tiffany afterwards as being, like, battered or destroyed or ruined or she's just killed her or anything like that. I think she made it a bit tricky for her with the promo. I think that the general consensus, it's not totally agreed, but the general consensus out there by your Meltzers and your big accounts are that it was a pretty dominant win for Charlotte in regards to who got the better of the promo exchange. And I think ultimately it's a sink or swim situation where you've got to be tested. You've got to be put in these situations to actually improve. You could even make the argument that if you're not put in those spots, you're not being tested, you're not improving. I don't know how much, how much do we need to hold Tiffany's hand here, Here's Motor City. Motor City saying to Hank and Tank, we thought you did great. You got to remember, everyone takes a different path. You got to trust your partner. Okay. Andre Chase is making his way out. Motor City Motivation. Motivation City. Andre Chase, Ethan Page is coming up next. KO Dixon and Uriah Connors. I'll be at WWE Worlds on the Friday. I think Rhea will be there that day. What entrance should I do? What entrance should Aaron do at WWE Worlds? Nikki Bella's, mate. Nikki Bella's. Wrestling said Chris Sabin looks like the best friend in a Paul Rudd film. That's a good shout, actually. HBK, Randy Orton. Oh, there's some good ones here. Chelsea Green, Rikishi. Do a poll on what entrance. Well, I don't know what I'd be putting in. Kicked there by Ethan. Over the top goes. I'm surprised actually that people haven't said Bray. I'm surprised people haven't said Wyatt 6. Nice takeover here by Andre. And right now, Andre Chase in control. We've got 35 minutes left to go here. Why is Ricky wearing the same top every week? Perhaps he can't afford anything different. Imagine wearing the same thing each week. Against the rope goes Ethan. Over the other side. Goes up. Boom. Flips him over. Ethan Page goes down. Andre Chase in control. Bushwhackers said wrestle with Andy. Yes. Bit of face licking. Steve said the version of Andre Chase reminds me of Sad Corbin, which was awesome. And would have gotten Corbin over instead of his eventual release. Do the Shockmaster, says Mitchell. Aaron likes that. Going over the other sides. Oh, big clothesline there by Ethan. Shot coming in. Aaron, do Vince McMahon's just so that we can then film the reaction of everyone else in the building. Could you imagine Vince's no chance that playing? Imagine that plays and then everyone's like turning around and then out you come. It would get attention. Kick coming in there. Boom! Down goes Ethan. So Andre Chase in control. Doink the clown. Boom, boom, boom. He used to live in his car. He lives with his wife and kids now, said Kieran. Who is this? They put the title on Tiffany too quickly. She needs to hone in more on her character, said WrestleRants. Zip said, my most favourite entrance was Bray and the Wyatt Six and the original Wyatt family. Do a Wyatt Six entrance and then never show up, said that. That would be a super accurate entrance. Do a Wyatt Six entrance and then never show up. Yes. Oh, that's so good. Boom. That's very good. Austin, well done. I hope you're bowing there. Daze, that is some evil that I would do as well, says James. Yes. Or Brock. All of a sudden, everyone's chatting away, and in the corner, you just hear bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Everyone be like, he's back. He's back. WrestleMania saved. Bum, 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 bum. Nice drop kick there by Ethan, and he goes for the cover on Andre. Andre kicks out, though. Ethan Page, Andre Chase, battling away. Ricky Starks watching on. Cale Dixon watching on. Connor's watching on. Lots of people around for this one, actually. Ethan Page going over, grabbing Andre Chase, putting on her. Headlock. It's got him down. Chase U chant. They're trying to get a Chase U chant going. Do you believe in Chase U? Well, I do believe in higher education. Okay, Andre Chase getting back up. Ricky is wearing his wife's gym shirt, says Kieran. Days, with all the inductions announced so far with Hall of Famers, are we excited? For me, other than Triple H, I'm not that excited. I never watched Lex Luger or the other tag team. Well, it's always a shame when Lex Luger was never a big part of my life. He was big in the sense of the USS Intrepid and the body slam to Yokozuna and the Lex Express. I mean, all of that was massive, but really beyond that, no. So, I mean, he's a perfectly fine person to go in. He obviously achieved a lot outside of WWE, but and he achieved bits in WWE. Co-won the Rumble. Competed for the title a couple of times. But I don't mind Lex going in. He deserves that, but I would want to get a couple of other bigger names in there. So Triple H ticks that box. Michelle McCall's fine with being the female. She definitely earned it. Former champ. I like Natural Disasters. But unfortunately, John Tenter's no longer with us. So we're not going to be hearing from Earthquake. So it kind of suffers a bit from that. I sort of feel like it's okay, but I could really do with another decent, sizable name getting announced, I could do, like, if they announce Kamala, I love Kamala, but he's no longer with us. So, I don't know that this is the right year for that. Andre Chase has got some doubts here, so apparently the ticket sales for it are struggling a little bit. But tickets are also very expensive. Kicks coming in. Oh, Andre Chase slams him down. Ethan Page is down. 1, 2. Kick out there by Ethan. Kick out there by Ethan. He's got this support on the outside. They were desperately trying to get Chase U chants going. Chase U. Chase U. Yeah, we got some Chase U chance. But the thing is, we can't bring Chase U back because he lost that match. Oh, lovely. Going for the cover here, Ethan. 1, 2. Kick out there by Andre. Kick out by Andre. These two are really putting in some work on the outside, cheering for Andre Chase. Chase U. Chase U. Is there a woman that's going in? They usually do one. Michelle, yeah, Michelle got announced. Andre is like, is that all you've got? Another chop coming in, and again going over against the ropes. Big boot there by Ethan. Andre goes down. Ethan, Andre on the edge of the ring is grabbing him right now. And net breaker on the edge of the ring. In the ring goes Andre Chase and Ethan Page. This match has had a lot of time, hasn't it? Goes up into a DDT. DDT going for the cover. Andre Chase 2. Kick out. Kick out. We got him talking away. Connor's there on the outside trying to rally behind Andre Chase. Sign in the crowd said, let's go, Mr. Chase. Andre Chase is climbing up. Ethan collides into the ropes. He goes up. He grabs a hold of Andre Chase. He's got him on his shoulders. He's going to... What's he going for there? Slam. Yeah. Big power slam. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder. Kick out. Wasn't expecting that. Oh. 1, 2. And Ethan gets the win. Ethan still secured it. That was quite a long contest. That match had longer than I was expecting. So, Ricky, are we going to do a multi-person around the North American? I don't really understand why Ricky was watching this when he's in a feud with Sean. Ricky going over. Having a word with... boom! Sean attacks! Ricky was having a word with Ethan. The culling are here. The culling are here. Ricky down. Sell him. What's happening? Look, we've got Dark State. When are you going to realise? What do they do all week? I don't understand what they do. Do they just... What do they do? Hang around and just wait for a Wednesday where they're like, oh, are we going to murk NXT again this week? Stephanie's Places again. I love this group, says Kieran. I still don't care about these guys, said Dr. Lucha Lala. Austin said, who's that? That's Dark State. New group. Debuted a few weeks ago. Well, a little longer than that now. But we haven't done anything with them. They just keep beating people up and then gloating about it. Punk just talking about how he wasn't sure if the fans would still remember him. A bit silly, but I suppose you do get these silly thoughts at times. Daze, you said the Mountie had the shock stick. That was crazy. Yeah, I loved it as a kid, but you look back now and they're piping in the noise. It's kind of a bit... I could understand why maybe some of the adults at the time were rolling their eyes at it, you know. Here's Stephanie. She's pretty beaten up, but there is Fallon. She is all smiles along with Fatal Influence. Title match coming up, and we could get a new champ here. Equally, we might not. Days, I might go to Griffith, Indiana. I want to see Backbreaker wrestling, and I will see ARW Pro on April 12th. Carmen, shout out to you. You know there's nothing but love for ARW Pro here. I hope you have a great time. Punk cries in the interview according to Wrestlemania. This show actually went pretty fast, said Dr. Luchalala. Pete Ivy said it's like the noise they used to use when someone dropped the mic. Yeah. Matador said, I wish Daze would wear a green shirt so it would look just like a floating head. It would look that way as well, yes. Did you see the clip of the deathmatch wrestler getting electrocuted? I don't think I did. Is that done the rounds today, is it? I've got to watch just for that episode. That seems fascinating, said Alex. It's going to be the first episode, that one. I agree. I have to miss WrestleMania on Sunday. We're playing Luton Town away. Kieran, you need to sort your priorities out. The second day of WrestleMania takes priority over literally everything else. If Dark State don't do something interesting, said Lisa, soon, they'll be in the same sinking boat as the Wyatt Six. Corey sent it me. Corey Graves sent you a clip of an indie wrestler being electrocuted. James, that is mental. That is mental. That's really cool. He has got a lot of time now, though, because he doesn't have to travel around as much, does he? And he's not on the European tour, but... I never had that on my bingo card. Wow. Very cool, James. Very, very cool. A-Jobster said, the last 3 weeks of promos from Roman, Punk, and Seth seem so generic. Honestly, I mean, there is a thought that they might have had last week's script for Raw. And what they did was the person that wrote it was like, I'm really pushed for time. And so they just did copy-paste and just changed a few names. Because we did sort of end up with largely the same show twice, it feels. They just changed a couple of names. Rather than that match, we'll do this match. Rather than that match, we'll do this match. But both weeks we'll start with a Cena promo. It's largely going to be the same. No one will notice. It's like, you know, when you wake up early on a Monday and then you go, oh my God, I forgot about that homework. And so you just like, and you just quickly put something together. That feels like what they did with Raw. So yeah, copy and pasting. I wouldn't be shocked if we find out that some of that was going on during this European tour. I think actually it's the motto of the WWE creative team. If in doubt, copy and paste it out. That's the motto. Do you reckon they're sat there and they're like, right, guys, what can we copy and paste this week? What can we copy and paste this week? It has felt that way. I don't disagree. But you know what? It's going to be amazing when we're in London next Monday. Cena's last advertised appearance before WrestleMania. They have just been saving it for then. We're going to get new music. We're going to get new merch. We're going to get the Rock thing explained. We're going to get The Rock. He's going to do a promo battle with Cody. They have not given us much because they're going to give us everything on Monday. It's happening. It is happening. I might start the stream now. I might end this and just start the Raw stream for next week. I'm just going to turn the TV off if he does the same shiz again, says Dots. He won't. It's going to be all new. Was Corey upset because you're famous in the chat, James? Yeah, James, you're more famous than Corey. Did that upset him? Hey, here's Trick. Here's Trick. Javon was collateral damage. I'm supposed to be NXT champ. What do you think about Dark State? That ain't my business. Oh, ain't it? Oh, it's not your business, is it? That's interesting. Chick, what do you think about Dark State? That ain't my business. Well, there we go. It's not his business, apparently. So, can we stop these evil rumors, please? Right, here's Fatal Influence. Daze, let's be honest. Dark State doing what we said the Wyatt Six should have done. Well, there is a little pushback because some people are under the impression that, again, it's copy and paste. It's more of the same. It's a bit too samey. So I think some would still like Dark State to progress. But, yeah, we see him on a regular basis. They're destroying people. I would still like NXT to be a bit concerned. Still feels like we just carry on, show as usual, even though we've got this group that's causing all kinds of havoc, you know? So I can't say Dark State are perfect. I would say far from it, but there's people that are enjoying what they're doing. Do you know, I low-key don't mind this music of Fatal Influences. It's all right. Here's Stephanie. How is a mid-card title main eventing over the world title, said Anki. Ankeets! Stop making sense. We don't know. Here's Stephanie making her way down. Aaron said it is like, wow, that's something. Let's move on. TJF said Dark State, a.k.a. Retribution. Aubrey said, it's because HBK sucks booking things like Hank and Tank. Rob said, Stephanie ought to have a few bad asses come out and keep the other two from Fatal Influence company. She might do. She surely thought about that. If she hasn't, she deserves to lose this belt and the other one as well. Jasmine looking on, laughing away. There is Fallon. 1-4. Here we go then. Main event time. Main event time. Introducing the challenger. Fallon Henley. Oh. Stephanie. Stephanie. Okay, so we're moving on to this match. I'm just trying to catch up with the things. I'm just a little bit out. Goods. La Primera. Oh, I'm all out of whack with the match scores. It doesn't make any sense. I'll have to revisit that after. Okay, what I do know is we're at the main event. We got 13 minutes left to go. I think Nikki Bella will return, said Ann Keats. How have you found this show? Bit dull, to be honest. Just a lot of stuff here that has just washed over me. I mean, I like the 2 title matches for Stephanie. So we've opened with that and we've closed with that. Ethan against Andre Chase didn't do anything for me. Gigi and Tatum against the Metal Girls, not bothered. Javon against Lexis for the Heritage Cup. I mean, it's always great to see Javon, but you lot said that was good 96. So, I mean, it didn't blow your minds. Hank and Tank against Tyson and Tyreek is hard to get too excited about. That could appear on Evolve. So, I don't know. Yeah. Where's all the good stories at the moment? I like the Tony stuff. Feels like we're definitely building that up. But I sort of feel like we built up to that Madison Square Garden show. I feel like we built up to that, and now that's paid off, and now here we are. We're here now. That's kind of how it feels to me. Like we're now trying to build to the next thing, you know, which is going to be Stand and Deliver, but I don't know. The shows aren't hitting as strong as they were earlier in the year. I think NXT's took a big step down recently. But, you know, Stephanie fighting twice. Kick coming in there by Stephanie. Stephanie going against the ropes. Getting caught in the ropes there. Fallon getting out the way. I mean, I'm sure as we continue to put these pieces together, we'll be okay. Like, I think Stand and Deliver will be good. Still can't quite see what that card's going to be, though. Yeehaw, baby, says Fallon. But who is going to help Stephanie here take on the other two? Well, no one yet. Okay, right now she's grabbing Stephanie. Shots coming in. Down goes Stephanie. Made by Dawn, hello. Says, I think Ava is a heel. If you look at Dark State without anything, then tonight, nothing too fatal. She's either a heel or incompetent. She is very incompetent if she's not in on it. I agree with that. She doesn't seem bothered by him at all. You still suck is the chant, I believe, that they're aiming at one of Fatal Influence. So, 10 minutes left to go. 10 minutes left to go. Right now, we are at commercial break. I'm thinking this will be it when we're done with this. Stephanie on the outside. What I will say is this definitely has a feeling that we could get a title change here. Fallon on the outside, grabbing Stephanie, driving her into the edge of the ring. Stephanie goes down. Would you have the Boogeyman go in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he had a Hall of Fame career personally. So, no. But, because I think you look at achievements, you look at championships that have been won. You look at, like, premium live event matches. I mean, it's one thing to work house shows and Raws and everything, but, you know, PLEs, merch sales, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know that Boogeyman's really ticking any of them boxes. So then you'd have to go the other way and look at longevity. And I don't know that he really ticks that box. I know he still pops up from time to time, like once in a while, but I don't know, enough for the Hall of Fame. But then saying that, the Hall of Fame bar is so low. It's so low that, like, you could go, well, such and such is in, so why not Boogeyman? I wouldn't really have much of an argument. But if you're going to ask me, would I put him in? No, I wouldn't personally. I think there has to be some sort of standard. Right now, we've got Fallon working on the arm of Stephanie. Liam, I hope you're doing well, buds. I've been in the stream from the start. I've just been silent. I think if Hillbilly Jim can go in the Hall of Fame, then anyone can go in. Kick coming in there by Fallon. Hope you well, Liam. We should induct Sid, said, yeah, we should induct Sid. Absolutely, we should. He should have gotten him when he was alive. Down goes Stephanie. Fallon going against the ropes. Shot coming in there by Fallon. Another kick coming in there by Fallon. Stephanie goes down. The president of the USA is a WWE Hall of Famer. He is. He did do quite a bit for wrestling, actually. He did put on WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 5. Yeah, both of them were at Trump Plaza. Obviously, the Battle of the Billionaires as well. He's always been very supportive of wrestling. He's gone into the celebrity wing, of course. I mean, it's not the hardest. I mean, Logan will go in the celebrity wing. Absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. No doubt about that. What Logan has done compared to some of the other celebrities that is no doubt whatsoever. But he might want to go into the proper wing. Not that it makes a big difference, but... Looking for a superplex here. Stephanie with a suit. Boom! Gets it! Ankit said he might even go in the regular one. Yeah, I don't think he would at the moment. But he could go into the celebrity one pretty much any time. That benchmark is real low. Shot coming in there by Fallon. Headbutt there by Stephanie. Again, another shot there by Fallon. Headbutt there by Stephanie. Kick coming into the midsection. That benchmark is so low, speed could go in. It's really low. Again, face first. I mean, he did an appearance at WrestleMania and at the Royal Rumble, didn't he? More kicks coming in there by Stephanie's looking all right now. Crowd are really going in for this match. Really making some noise. 5 minutes left to go. So low, it's on the floor, said Blake. That is true, Blake. That is true. Here we go. She's got a smile on her face. She was going to go for the greatest move. No joy, though. Stomp coming in there by Fallon. Fallon getting back in control. She grabs Stephanie. She's going to look to pick her up. Lovely. It's a lovely throw. She goes over. Stomp down there by Fallon. Fallon grabbing Stephanie. She goes over against the rope, Stephanie. Roll up. 1, 2. Kick out there by Fallon. Fallon back up on her feet. Kick to the midsection. She grabs Stephanie through the rope. Stephanie to the outsides. Kick there by Stephanie. Stephanie's having to deal. Oh, that Pele kick by Jasmine connected. The Pele kick from Jasmine connected. Stephanie in the ring. Fallon goes up middle rope. Lovely. 1, 2. Kick out by Stephanie. Kick out by Stephanie. So Stephanie, I think, was distracting in the ring so the referee couldn't see. Fallon in the corner, charging over. Stephanie moves out the way. Kick coming in there by Stephanie. Jasmine, though, distracting. There's so much outside interference. Stephanie did not deal with the fact she was going to have to deal with the other Fatal Influence people. So if she does go on to lose it, she deserves it. But right now, she's in a good position. 1, 2, 3. She gets it. Stephanie gets it. Stephanie picks up the win. Even with all that outside interference, there's not much mass celebration from the crowd. People are sort of standing and staring, politely applauding. Jasmine attacks, JC attacks from behind, so does Jasmine. Stephanie's getting beaten down. Surely someone's going to make the save. Surely someone's got to make the save. Jordan's coming out. Jordan Grace. Jordan coming down, grabbing Fallon. She's got her on the shoulders. Big boot there to JC. Back elbow to Fallon. Jasmine went down. JC goes down. Oh my God, like a spinning back fist there. Jordan Grace. Clearing house. Picking up those 2 championships. Handing the one to Stephanie and the other she keeps a hold of. Stephanie. Jordan. Oh, Jada. Jada throwing in some shots. We've got lots of moving parts here. Who is going to face Stephanie at Stand and Deliver? Is it going to be another triple threat? Is it going to be Jada versus Jordan versus Stephanie? Why are these two getting in each other's faces? Who in the women's division will stand and deliver? Okay. Lola wants Stephanie. Kalani wants Stephanie. Cora wants Stephanie. Izzy wants Stephanie. Carmen wants Stephanie. I'm going to figure this out, says Ava. I'm going to figure this out. Well, you've only got a few weeks to go. You better get figuring. Lots of moving parts here. We're seeing Jada on the outside. Jordan saying a few words to Stephanie. La Primera chance. Listen, this is a singles match would be fire. But is that what we're getting? Ba-ba-bum. Right. There we go. That was NXT. And, I don't know how people feel. Do you know what? It's this European tour. We need to get off this European tour. This European tour is ruining all the shows. This European tour, just the flipping Europeans. Pathetic. Right, let's get match score for that main event. Maybe at Stand and Deliver, we get a women's rumble. Ooh, women's rumble. Rumbly rumble. I'm gonna read some comments. Should have went to Europe post Mania. Yeah, it's ruined NXT tonight. They should have done a tournament for the belts from the RIP or ladder match or something. Than having Stephanie be the double champ, said WrestleRants. The Battle Royal could have worked. Carla said, love you guys. I'll miss you until we meet again on Friday. Carla, I miss you already. I miss you already. I don't know why we have to go through this pain every week. TGF said, you can't blame tours for bad booking. Creative is just poop. It is a bit copy and paste at the moment. Blake said, no US crowds would have done Cena thing justice. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think there's hot crowds. I think Chicago's good crowds. I think Philadelphia makes noise. I think there are areas in America that are loud and, you know, make noise. I don't know. I feel a little bit like I feel sorry for America and American crowds because I feel like I see this comparison a lot, and I just don't think it's a fair comparison. I'm not trying to suck up to our American friends, but I'm just saying that they've been getting WWE on a regular basis since the 1960s. Certainly in the Northwest, in the Northeast, they've been getting them since the 1960s. And then obviously when Vince took over, it expanded. And, you know, since the flipping 80s, it's been all over America. I mean, they have had so much opportunity to watch WWE that, you know, you probably start to get a bit more of a, you know, expectation. It's not about just going to the show, because you could have gone last year, you could have gone the year before, you could go next year, could have gone the year before that. All of a sudden now, it's not about just going, it's about, I want to see something. I want to see something. That it ain't that in Spain, and it ain't that in Belgium, and it ain't that in Italy. Like, for them, it's, oh my God, I get to see Jay, and I get to see these people live, and it's like, it's so different. It's just so, you know, you can compare it because they are two crowds and you can compare it, but it's not really fair to compare it. So I agree. I mean, would we have got the big reactions we would have got out of the American crowds? Well, we've seen big reactions out of American crowds before. So I'm sure it still would have generated some noise, maybe not the same level. But I can't give that as an excuse to have done this European tour before WrestleMania. I personally, and don't forget, I'm sat here in the UK. I personally hope they don't do the European tour before WrestleMania next year. I would much rather that you do the tour after WrestleMania, like it was, and go around and. You know, I think it's a nice little point of difference, actually. Do WrestleMania, and then afterwards we go on the European tour. But I do worry a little bit that the European tour is now going to get a bit of a reputation for being mid. I do worry that the European tour is going to get a reputation where people are going to be like, oh, God, the European tour. They never do anything interesting on the European tour. It's always just basic shows on the European tour. I don't want that reputation. I don't want the European tour to have that reputation. I want the European tour to have the reputation of the crowds are good. They really deliver fun shows. Like, the crowds are good and they try to give the crowd something good to cheer. I don't want the reputation of, oh, we're going on the European tour, it's going to be mid. No one wants that. And I think with, a week left of this European tour, we are running the risk of it being looked back on with that kind of an attitude. And I think that's like, oh, I don't want that. I want it to be seen as like, oh. Do you know what? WWE has got so much opportunity. I know they can't maximize everything, but wouldn't it be great? Like, I still get excited for the Raw after WrestleMania. And I get people hitting me up going, I don't know why, it's been rubbish for years. And I get that, but I still want to be excited by it. I still want to be excited by it. I still want to remember, even if it is 10 years ago, 8 years ago, when it was good, that we could go back to that. And we could have NXT call-ups, and we could have Shock Championship matches and title changes and Money in the Bank cash-ins and all this kind of stuff, right? Anything that you can think of. Legends coming back, returns, shocks, OMG moments. Just that is Raw after WrestleMania, and that is what Raw after WrestleMania should be. So let's get back to that. And let's make NXT after WrestleMania that. And let's make the European tour something we look forward to. So it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, WrestleMania's done, but we got the European tour now. That's like a flipping 3-week Raw after WrestleMania. You know, we could make it that. You've got the crowds. Crowds are great. You know, crowds are bouncing away. Why not do some really fun stuff to give that? You've got a red hot crowd. Give them something to cheer. Give them something to get their teeth into. Give them something that's going to bring big reactions out of them. You've got the crowds. So do something with them. A brilliant having Axiom in Spain. A brilliant. But where was that Scottish talent in Scotland? A lot of people were asking that question. Where was the Scottish talent? How did you not have Joe Hendry? I know people are saying no. Think about it. It makes sense. Jay needed a partner. He went and got his brother like he would. That would be the first person that he would turn to. And it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But wouldn't it have been more fun had it have been Joe Hendry? Because it would have set that crowd off. I'm not even a Joe Hendry fan. And even I'm like, should have been Joe Hendry. Because it would have been more fun. I know that Jay had a little backstage thing with Gunther. You still could have done that, right? You could have had Jimmy after go up to Joe Hendry and Jay. You could have had him go up to them and go, dudes, that was so good. I was ready to step in if you know, wasn't able to make it, Joe, but I'm really pleased you did because that was fun to watch. And he's like, Joe, thank you. Jay, can I have a word, though? And then he goes and have a word and like, what was that slip about? And boom, you still get where you need to get to. You still have Jimmy going after Gunther, slapping him and setting up the match next week. Like, he didn't have to do the match in order to do the Gunther moment. They could have been two separate moments. Like, you could easily have done. I could have done that. You could have done that. You could have booked that. And that would have set the crowd off. And it would have been like, I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, I don't know why we didn't do more OMG moments, more fun moments. I don't want to keep talking about Raw. But I do worry that this European tour is just going to get that stigma now where not bothered about it for the next few weeks. They're going at Europe when nothing ever happens there. No one wants that, do they? I don't want that. You don't want that. No one can tell me that's a good narrative for WWE to have created for themselves, that the European tour doesn't matter. Right, King Yeti, shout out to you, said Ludwig has a Schutzfeldstaffen tattoo on it. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a Schutzfeldstaffen is. Let's have a look. Schutzfeldstaffen is a parliamentary organisation under Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. Oh, I've never heard of them. Schutzfeldstaffel. Is that what the SS was? That's what I know. The SS. I couldn't have told you what it stood for. Oh right. So right. Well, something in my head did connect him with the Nazis. I wonder if I've heard that somewhere. So he had an SS tattoo, did he? Ludwig Borger. Honestly, I think Ludwig Borger's a really interesting topic for Darkside. I will want to watch that. And Billy Jack Hayes, as we mentioned, from WrestleMania 3 about, him and his wife. And I don't know what the developments are there. So I will want to watch that one as well. I can't remember all the different ones, but sometimes Darkside can do episodes where you're like, oh, I don't think that's very good. It's not really like sometimes they're just, it's not that dark of a topic. It's like, I think they kind of ran out of ideas. But actually, I think Billy Jack Hayes and Ludwig Borger are two very good topics for them to, I don't think they'll be big feuds, but they'll be ones that I will want to watch, yes. Dre said, I know that Sean is the head of NXT, but this shows what Triple H thinks of Stephanie. Rollins, Becky, and other huge names have not successfully defended both titles. Oh, right. So you're saying that because she defended both belts there, that this shows that they really do think a lot of her. Oh, absolutely they do, yes. Absolutely they do. I mean, the fact that she was the one chosen to carry both titles, you know, could have been Jordan Grace. Could have been Cora Jade. You know, there's other people that it could have been. It's a very stacked women's division. They chose Stephanie, and yeah, she's just successfully won both of these matches. I mean, what I would say is this was a TV show. It wasn't a PLE. So, you know, does that mean that there was less chance of a title change? I thought there was a chance that Fallon could get the title, though. I thought that there was a chance that she could win the title in the second match. So, yeah, I agree. The fact that Stephanie's managed to win both of those, it does show that they have great confidence in her. And they do see big, big things for her in the future. I like her matches. I think she's good. I don't know that either of those matches, to be honest with you, quite delivered. It's a tough ask, though, to do two matches in one show. You lot scored the first one good 99. You thought it was high-end good, but we didn't get into the great range. But yeah, it was not too far off, to be honest. It was quite close. I don't know about that second match. I haven't seen the score for that one yet, but I think I preferred the first match, to be honest with you. So I'm not anticipating this one getting a higher score, but maybe it did. I don't know. We'll find out. So, yeah, I think with NXT, it's been brilliant in 2025. I think, genuinely, I've loved it. It's been my favourite show. And I feel like we got to Madison Square Garden and everything was amazing. And that was one of the greatest episodes, maybe even the greatest episode of NXT. It was, even all these weeks later, incredible. But I don't think we've been able to follow it up. I don't think we've been able to maintain that momentum. And it does feel like we are now trying to get some pieces in place for Stand and Deliver, and that's fine. That's fine. But they just seem to do a better job earlier this year of putting pieces in place, but also paying things off. And they seem to have the balance, like, sort of just seems to be a little off kilter. I mean, score-wise, I'd probably give this show about a 6.25, something like that. I mean, I really was not blown away. I don't think it's bad, because you've got two Stephanie title defenses in there. Lexis against Javon in there. I really enjoyed the Ricky Stark sit-down. To be honest with you, that was probably my highlight. Ricky Stark, Sean Spears sit-down interview was probably my favourite part of this broadcast. So, you know, and you've got, like, the Tony thing was good with Stacks. So I enjoyed that as well. And there's little bits that are kind of dotted through this show, but I think this is a step down from where we've been. And we're just going through a bit of a difficult spell at the moment for some reason. Seems like creatively on all of the brands, it's just, I don't know, perhaps there's something in that we have to go through this to get to the good stuff. Like, perhaps that's just... this is just a necessary evil. The truth is you have to have these shows to get where you need to get to. Don't know. King Yeti, shout out to you, my friend. Really unbelievable. I mean, I know you're already in the Hall of Fame, but I can't imagine. I would imagine you'd get so many nominations again. Constantly firing in Wrestling Daze memberships, which is so appreciated. We have got a couple of member streams coming up, of course. We will be doing a Champions Club stream tomorrow or later today, whenever you're watching this. We have got a member stream on Thursday. We will be doing nominations for the Hall of Fame. So lots coming up on the members side of things. So King Yeti, so appreciated. As always, you're a flipping goat. I do love, I mean, obviously anyone that shows appreciation to the channel, like with super chats and stuff like that, is massively appreciated. It pays to keep the lights on, keep the internet access, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's all so appreciated. But, yeah, King Yeti just goes mental. I mean, to a level that we've rarely ever seen before, but just so appreciated. But Days, good to know. Daze, this episode could have been focused on Dark State. We've basically been copy and pasting the same angles and progression was needed. I cannot wait. I really cannot wait for a show to really push things forward, really give us something to get our teeth into. I mean, again, I feel like this is another episode which is a spare rib, very thin layer of meat. We're nibbling away at that. Were the things on this show that we enjoyed? Yeah. Just like a spare rib with a thin layer of meat on it. There's something there to enjoy. But it's thin. And you know that there are better ribs out there that are thicker. There's been better episodes than this that have given us more. And you know there's going to be that in the future as well. And I so cannot begin to tell you how much I don't want to be sitting here and having these conversations. I don't want these conversations. I want to sit here and be talking about how amazing everything was, like we have been with NXT. And like we have been with Raw and SmackDown in the past. But honestly, I just feel like I'm going through a period right now where the shows are giving us just bits and small amounts, and we're just nibbling. And I know good stuff's on the way. We know Stand and Deliver's on the way. We know WrestleMania's on the way. We know good stuff's coming up. So there's no alarm bells or concerns or anything like that. But it's just, I don't like sitting here having these conversations. I want to sit here and be enthusiastic and excited about everything that's happening, but it's just not quite there at the moment. But it'll get there. It'll get there. I really believe that. That seemed a bit sarcastic or patronising, but no, it will get there. Because I think Stand and Deliver will be a great show. And I think that WrestleMania will be a great show. In fact, actually, WrestleMania 38, 39, 40 has been an incredible run. Those three WrestleManias have all been really, really well received. I don't think that's going to get broken this year at 41. I think Cody against heel Cena is a monster main event. And the star power with Roman and Punk and Seth. And I know that some of these matches might not be what people would have booked. There's been a lot of backlash on Jay, for example. But I still think when the card is done and dusted, it's going to be strong. And there's going to be lots of repercussions coming out of it. And I'm confident that that's going to be a monster weekend, and we're going to have loads of talking points and loads of stuff to enjoy, as we should, because it's WrestleMania weekend. But it's just a little bit of a lull in there at the moment as we're building towards that, but it's okay. It's okay. Papa H needs to dig deep into the bag. Yeah. Well, the belief on some is that we're just waiting to get the European tour done, get back. Then we'll have a couple of weeks where we do go bananas and we do go crazy and we do really put the final touches in. And then we get there, you know. So, yeah, done. Show done. Let's get the scores and run away. And we can do an opinions video where if you disagree, you can obviously get your alternative viewpoint in as to what you think about NXT and what you think about the shows so far. Oh, interesting. It looks like you lot did prefer that second match. So you've gone with great. I think I preferred the Jada match personally, but you lot have enjoyed this one. You've gone with great 60. Could it be that the first match there wasn't much doubt about her losing? Second one had more doubt. Could it be that just elevated it a little bit? Don't know. Have you heard about Anthony Joshua? He says he's in the final year of his career. Oh, really? That's probably for the best, considering he has, lost to Daniel Dubois and obviously lost to Usyk, and it does feel like there's a decline there. So yeah, that's probably for the best, to be honest. Right, Hannah said, on a level of 1 to 10, how would we say the build to WrestleMania has been? Some things do feel like they've been missing. I do hope it improves. Well, I feel like that's a separate video, to be honest, because that's a big conversation, isn't it? But just to answer your question, how would I score it out of 10? I would probably give it 5 point something. I think that it's... you can't really sit here and talk about, is this really WrestleMania season, and complain throughout the majority of February. And then, of course, we get the turn. Even Triple H says, does it feel like Mania season now? And then really what we've had since then is more of the same, really. I mean, this WrestleMania season feels like we've had Elimination Chamber, which was monstrous. We then wanted to get some answers, which we've had a couple of Cena segments, and there's been a bit of backlash to that more recent one. And, I mean, really outside of that, not a great deal. I mean, Tiffany and Charlotte has been pretty basic. Jay and Gunther has been pretty basic. I think the Bianca, Io, Rhea feud has been pretty straightforward. There's not really much OMG there. Jade coming back was done at Elimination Chamber. And then she went after Naomi. So that big moment was at Elimination Chamber. So really, I mean, if you was to remove Elimination Chamber and what went down at Elimination Chamber, that one show, if you was to remove that from this build, realistically out of 10, what would you score this? If the Jade return and attack of Naomi, Cena winning the chamber, Bianca winning the chamber, Cena heel turn was all magically removed, right? And you just was left with all the other shows, every Raw, every SmackDown from February, every Raw, every SmackDown from March, but you couldn't count Elimination Chamber. What would the build feel like then? Because to me, probably the two biggest moments have been Jade coming back, going after Naomi, which happened at Chamber, and John Cena's heel turn being by far the biggest, which happened at Chamber. And really, if you just look at the OMG moments that we get on Raw and SmackDown, I don't feel like we're really blessed with that many. I don't really feel like we're blessed with that much stuff on those shows. So I got to say 5 points somewhat. Take away Elimination Chamber, I might be down to like 3. I might be down to like 3 because there is a build and there are things happening, and Tiffany jumping off that Tron was pretty cool, and their brawl was pretty cool. But I mean, I look at the tag division and it's dead. I look at the women's kind of mid card and it's pretty dead. I mean, we got Chelsea and we got Lyra. I can't really see much of a feud for either. Maybe Lyra's got Bailey now, but that kind of came out of Monday and there's not much of a build to it. It's just, I would love to face you. And I don't even know that that's going to happen at WrestleMania. Chelsea, nothing's shown itself yet. So I look at the women's mid-card, I'm like, okay, not loads there. Tiffany, the women's title on Raw, tag divisions, people aren't crazy about Jay Gunther. The Johns, I mean, where is it? I don't want to keep going on, but where is it? Where is the WrestleMania build? When you actually break it down like that, where is it? Where is it? Where are the OMG moments? Where is it? It's so straightforward and basic, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand where it is. I don't know if it's the European tour that's got in the way. I know some people are blaming that. But, yeah, to answer your question, rather than digging into that whole conversation again, 5 points, probably going down to 3 if you take Elimination Chamber out the picture. It was Elimination Chamber, was it not? Where was it? When did Randy come back? Did he come back at the Rumble? That Randy and Kevin will be all right. That'll be pretty fun. Got to give it a little props for that, but yeah, they don't move the dial too much. The whole Judgment Day thing, Penta, Braun, it's all right. It's just all right, but massively helped by the Cena turn. TJF said there's still time. The Rock will save it when he gets to London. Well, that's all you hear, innit? It's coming. There's still time. WrestleMania is later this year. That's all you keep hearing people say. But, you know, it's WWE, the first ones to tell you the road to WrestleMania starts at the Royal Rumble. They're the first ones to tell you that. And not only that, but, you know, again, we spoke earlier, there's only one Cena appearance left, which is London. And, yeah, I mean, look, we could get The Rock. We might get the promo exchange. You know, London's Raw might be amazing. But it sort of feels like it's getting to the point where it sort of needs to be, really. Sort of needs to be to, you know, wake everyone up, get everyone going. That's what we need. We need an amazing show to kind of jolt some life back into this. Like Elimination Chamber was amazing. And, you know, Triple H came out with his "Does it feel like WrestleMania season now" line, right? Which I love to beat him over the head with. But kind of need another of those shows now where he comes out after and goes, "Does it feel like WrestleMania season?" Now again. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to run away and start working on Unseen and the opinions video and everything. If you want to share your thoughts, if you want to talk about NXT and stuff like that, I mean, I'm all right with people saying, you know, NXT was a bit flat, a bit like WrestleMania season, and you want to, you know, talk about that. I'm okay with you having, as long as there's a link in there. So I'll put that feedback thing up now. But actually, what I might do, I mean, what day is it today? We don't do an opinions video after Evolve. What I might do is, let's talk about NXT on the opinions video today, but I'll do you a deal. Let's keep it NXT when we do the video today, but when I put up the thing tomorrow, I will do a question about WrestleMania season so far. And that will allow you to get it off your chest like I've been getting it off mine, right? Maybe some of you think it's great and you wouldn't change it, right? Maybe some of you feel the same frustrations I do. But how about we do a deal and we'll do that tomorrow? So after Evolve, we'll watch Evolve tomorrow. And once Evolve finishes, rather than me asking what you think about Evolve, which I never do, I'll put a thing up that says what you think about WrestleMania season so far. What have you enjoyed? Whatever your frustrations been? What do you think needs to happen? Blah blah blah. And we'll do a video on that. I think that's probably the right way forward. This seems to be the conversation that people want to have, which I can really understand because it's obviously the big conversation at the moment. So we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, awesome. Thank you for joining us. I really do have to go, otherwise I'll never get Unseen done tonight. Really appreciate it, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.